What's up? What's up? Just kind of getting everything all set here, making sure everything's working properly. Just give me a moment and we'll dive into some fun stuff here. Cool. So it looks like we are live. I figure let me go ahead and give you a little bit of context about what I'm planning on doing here. So I really enjoy just kind of going live and letting the chat go where it goes. In the past, I've done these live streams where I had a super structured agenda where maybe I would give like a tutorial on how to make, AI YouTube thumbnails or, we did one where I was showing all of my workflows for finding the latest news and finding all the latest tools and stuff like that. And I wanted to test something different with this one and let it be a little more free flowing. Just kind of jump on, talk about some of the latest news, play with some of the recent tools that have come out. Sometimes I get early access to tools, so I figured it'd be kind of fun to play with some of the early access tools as I get them. I don't have an early access tool to play with today unless you want to see some more like Astra demo or something like that. I do have Astra. There's an early access tool that I'm hoping to get access to. It may happen on this live stream. It may not. I also may be not allowed to share it on the live stream. So I'm actually kind of waiting for an email to come in to see if I'm allowed to share something on this live stream. So we'll see if that happens or not. But the main idea here is I just want to hang out and see where the chat takes us. If you guys suggest tools that we should go play with, let's go play with them. If I'm in one of these tools, messing around with one of the AI video tools or one of the new chat bots or something like that, I want to hear prompts from you guys. I want to know what you guys think we should test. It'll all be real time. And I also plan on doing these probably once a week. I want to just get in that habit of once a week, going live, hanging out, doing a sort of AMA style thing where we're just going for it, just seeing what comes out of these live streams. I've actually been really following this guy. I actually mentioned him on Twitter the other day, this pirate software guy. I really like the flow that he's gotten into. I think he streams like every single day, but he goes and streams every day. He'll stream for 10 plus hours. I don't plan on doing that. I plan on streaming for, maybe 2 hours or so. And then he goes and finds like little clips and puts them into short form videos and stuff like that. So that's kind of the concept I'm going for here. Just anything goes, casual hangout. Let's just talk about what's been going on and play with the latest tools. So that's the context. That's the setup. That's where I'm heading with all of this right now. And I see a bunch of comments coming through, so I want to just see what everybody's saying here. We got quite a few people commenting. Let's see. We got Marcus Eicher. Nice to meet you all. Cameron Dixon. Monster Mashup Music. Charlie Teeter. Welcome everybody. Hello from New Jersey. Watch out for those drones out there. We got the driver sensei, Bill Costello here. Very cool. All right, let's see. I saw somebody mention they want me to test Astra, so I'll grab my special Astra foam. Hello from Antarctica. That's impressive. I don't know what time it is out in Antarctica. Build a game in 10 minutes. We're actually planning on doing a live stream, possibly next week, with my buddy Riley Brown. He wants to do a co-live stream with me where we build an app or a game in real time on a live stream. So that is actually one of the live streams we're planning on doing in the near future here. Oh, we got JVIP70 from Sweden tuning in. Very cool. All right. I've also got DW here in the chat who's helping me with the moderation. So if any questions pop up that I missed, he's going to ping me in Slack and let me know what I missed. But let's go ahead and I just noticed I'm not actually sharing my screen yet, so I'll go ahead and share my screen. I was actually showing my YouTube channel. I'm not going to switch back and forth between the camera and the desktop a lot because last time I tried to do that, I would accidentally leave it on my camera for too long and forget that I wasn't showing my desktop. So I'm just going to leave it alone. I'll just kind of like move myself from the left and the right like this to make sure I'm not hiding anything. But a moment ago, I was showing off this pirate software channel as sort of the example of the type of thing I want to do. Just go live, hang out, chat, see what you guys want to talk about, and have some fun. All right. Oh, we got people. Oh, this is like a worldwide audience. We got Ignacio from Chile, Hatham from Libya, Giggles from Texas. Very, very cool. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. There's been a little bit of news that came out this week, so I'll just kind of go ahead and, this week, it's only Monday. There's been a bit of news that's already come out today on Monday, so I figure we could kind of start by chatting about a few of the news items that have come out already today. I'm not sure if you guys watched the OpenAI demo earlier this morning, but OpenAI, wrong link. OpenAI rolled out search to everybody here. I'm gonna go ahead and mute this. But OpenAI, they've had search inside of ChatGPT for a little bit. If you've been like one of the plus users or one of the enterprise users, they've had this search functionality. Today they announced that they're rolling out this search functionality to everybody, whether you're on a paid plan or a free plan. So that's the big announcement they made today. They also announced that the advanced voice mode, when you're actually chatting with it on your phone, is going to have access to real-time information, so you can ask it about current events and things like that, and it will have that information when you're actually doing like the voice chat with it. But that feature, it doesn't sound like it's rolled out yet. That's something that's coming possibly within the next week or so, but it sounds like the search function inside of ChatGPT is available as of today. This morning was dull at OpenAI. So I mean, not the most exciting announcement, especially if you're already like a plus or a pro user. They basically said that, the announcement was something you've already had access to. I feel like there's been a few of those kinds of announcements where they've just sort of announced things that plus users have already had access to, but now free users get them. Those are the less fun announcements, I guess. And then also Google had some big announcements today too that I think are pretty exciting. Let's see here. So let's open up this blog post here. So we got Veo 2 and we got Imagen. I don't know if it's pronounced Imagen. I've always called it Imagen, but it might be Imagen. Imagen 3, we've got access to that now. So Veo 2 is obviously like Google's answer to Sora. There's some demo videos of what it's capable here. We got like this Pixar style animation that looks pretty good. Obviously, these are going to be like the cherry picked examples. I'm hoping to get access to Veo right now. Right now, it's like a wait list only. I'm hoping they give me access, and then maybe we can test it on one of our future live streams. But Veo's looking pretty good. I mean, from the cherry-picked examples here, to me, it's looking a little bit better than what we've even seen out of the Sora Turbo model. But do keep in mind that the Sora model that just came out is that Turbo model, where it's like a faster inference time, and it's only up to 20 seconds, and it's not like their best Sora model. So if you're comparing this to like the Sora that we have access to now, this to me looks better than Sora, but it doesn't necessarily look better than like the Sora full version that we saw demos of like a year ago or whenever it was. They also upgraded the Imagen 3 to, I guess, make them, more realistic and improve the composition and aesthetics of it. And from what I've seen is pretty good. I think we can actually test this one as well. I think it's live inside of Google Labs. And then they also rolled out this new thing called Whisk today, where you can basically combine multiple images and it will sort of figure out how to blend them together into a single image. So that's pretty cool. Those are the biggest announcements so far today. We also got Meta mentioned that they're rolling out their real-time video inside of the glasses. So you can just be sort of like looking around in real time with the Meta Ray-Bans, and it'll see, I don't know, I guess it'll probably be similar to like Astra, where it's pulling in video at like 1 frame per second. So we got access to that, or we didn't get access, but they announced that today. I think it's rolling out to early testers. I'm not in the early tester program for this, so I don't have it yet. But it does have sort of like awareness of what's going on around you, and you can ask it in real time what's happening, and things like that. They also added like Shazam integration, so you can ask about the song you're listening to and stuff like that. I think those are the biggest announcements that have happened so far today. I'm going to go ahead and pause my rambling here and see what you guys are saying. All right, DW's telling me that we're live on Twitch, but nothing's coming through. I'm actually testing this restream tool for the first time, so I don't know. I've never actually streamed on Twitch before. This is the first time I've ever tried to stream on Twitch, so we'll see if we can get Twitch up and running. Hopefully that gets working. I'm not too concerned. I have 2 followers on Twitch as of this live stream, so we'll see how it goes there. Let me just skim through the messages real quick, though, see if there's anything you guys specifically want to chat about as we get going here. We got Netherlands, Libya. Let me know, too, if there's like any tools that you guys want to test, or there's any news that maybe I haven't come across yet. But again, just keeping these real casual, just see where the chat wants to go. And here's the thing. Every single day I get up and around, for the first couple hours of the morning, I hang out with my wife and drink coffee. And then around 10 a.m. Pacific time, like every day, I sit down at my computer, I skim the news, I look at any new tools that have gotten released, I open them up, I go through the motions and play with them and sort of think through my first impressions so that on Friday when I make my AI news video, I can share what my thoughts on it after playing with some of these tools. I do that every single morning, and I figured I'm doing this stuff anyway. It might be fun to just test live streaming it. Let's just do what I'm going to do every morning anyway, skim the news, see what's going on, play with the tools, but let's just do it live. Let's just, hang out with people as we're doing it. That's kind of the big idea here. Let's see, Ignacio, will OpenAI release an agent review or something similar? I'm not sure. I actually have no idea what OpenAI is going to be rolling out. I know one of the big speculations is that, maybe the last thing they roll out on the 12th day, which would be this Friday, might be some sort of like agent or tool use or something like that. But that's all just speculation. I don't know. I've also heard that the plan is to roll out some sort of agent tool use feature in January. So if they do roll it out this week, then that would be them sort of rolling out ahead of schedule. Let's see here. How do you like the image quality from Google Astra? Well, Google Astra isn't really an image generator. It's more of a tool where it can see what's going on around you and then answer questions about what it sees going on around you. So I'm not sure how to answer that question. Their Imagen 3 is actually Google's image generator now. Let's see. How does Project Astra perform at math? We could test that. Actually, let me go grab my phone real quick. One sec. All right. I've got my phone here with Astra on it. It's not my main phone. Since it's not rolled out, Google actually gave me a specific phone with Astra rolled out onto it. It doesn't actually have any of my Google or contact information on it. It's literally just a phone for testing. So I had to go grab it because it was dead and I had to charge it last night. But if you guys have a specific math question you want me to ask, I can ask it. I got a demo when I was out at Google DeepMind where they were actually demoing math problems on a whiteboard where they wrote all these sort of algebra problems. They weren't the most complex math. It was like, 10x plus 7 equals 42, solve for x kind of math, right? Like fairly basic algebra type math, but they were taking pictures of the whiteboard with Astra and it was solving the problems by looking at the pictures. Let's see. Can the drones be a rogue AI of some sort? I have no idea. I actually saw a funny tweet this morning that was like, what if OpenAI's day 12 announcement was the drones in New Jersey? Yeah, Nick says compared to Perplexity and the new Google Deep Search, ChatGPT search doesn't seem competitive. I agree. I still go to Perplexity for like sort of more shallow research, and now the new Google deeper search is really good for like deep dive research on something. Yeah, Ignacio says Imagen 3 was already available. Apparently they've made a bunch of improvements to it and announced those improvements today. Cool. DW says he got Twitch working, so if Twitch is your platform of choice, then we should be up and live over there now as well. Let's see. Dang, I'm having a hard time keeping up with all the comments here. They're really coming in. So let's see. What do you guys want to dive into first here? So if you guys want me to test the math on Astra, shoot me over like a math problem you want me to test, and I'll go ahead and test it. So somebody says 8 times 4. I'm pretty sure it'll get that one fairly easily. Let's go ahead and I'll test it for you just because it came up. Hey Astra, what's 8 times 4?
The answer is 32. Was there anything else you needed?
Let's see. Can you solve this equation for me? 10x plus 17 equals 120. Solve for x.
Apologies, but it seems your equation was cut short. Would you like to retry and provide the full equation, or are you changing what equation you want?
This is a new equation. Give me the solve for x. 10x plus 32 equals 115.
Of course, solving for x in that equation, 10x plus 32 equals 115, would result in x equals 8.3.
So there you go. There's some fairly basic math. If you have a more complex math problem, I'm happy to test it.
I am happy to try some more
Let's see. Let's see. Ignacio says, what are your guesses for the last OpenAI event days? You know, I'm not quite sure. I'd love to see some sort of tool use. I have a feeling that might be like the last day thing, is something that feels a little more agentic. That would be my guess. They did sort of tease last month that they're thinking about releasing tool use in January, so I wouldn't be surprised if they have it ready and they release it early. Or they might just do an announcement where they show it off, right? Because this is not always giving you access to stuff every day. Some of the stuff is just like announcements. So I can see them maybe announcing and showing off like tool use or some sort of like agent type thing with ChatGPT. But I really, really don't know what else might be coming. Let me see here. All right, so Dylan is actually giving me an equation here. E2x, I don't know how to ask this though. E2x minus 5ex plus 6 equals 0. Like, what are we solving for? Because there's 2 variables there. Yeah, I'm not actually quite sure how to ask that one. Nobody ever said I was a math wizard. Never, but let's see. One plus 2. I'm pretty sure you'll get that one pretty easily. Now people are getting into like the mystery drones on the chat here. All right, so here's what I'm going to do just to kind of make it so I don't get too overwhelmed. I'm going to have DW, who's my moderator, hanging out here on the chat with me. I'm going to have him kind of keep an eye on the questions for me and then pull the questions to the front inside of Slack, because I'm spending way too much time here scrolling through all the questions to figure out what to answer next. So I'm going to rely on D-Dub here. I don't know if he likes being called D-Dubs, but That's what I'm calling him right now. So if D-Dubs can keep an eye on the questions for me and bring them to my attention in Slack, that'll be super helpful. That way I'm not just kind of constantly scrolling the chat here looking for questions. But what I do want to actually get into next is I want to test some of the stuff that's going on right now. There's been a handful of different cool tools that have come out in the last couple of weeks that I haven't even tested yet. Like I haven't tested the new runway features. I haven't tested the new Pika features. I haven't tested the new Notebook LM feature where you can feed it a bunch of information and then like inject yourself into the podcast conversation. So I want to test a lot of that kind of stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and start playing around with some of those while I'm waiting for DW to go ahead and send me some of the questions that pop up. And we'll just kind of roll through what people want to chat about. And again, just kind of keeping it casual. My agenda for this one is a lot lighter than previous agendas. I just like the idea of going live and seeing what everybody wants to talk about. So let's see, we've got a new version of Imagen 3. We've got Whisk we can play with. We've got ChatGPT search. I don't think that's too exciting to play with, honestly. The new Notebook LM. Let's play with the new Notebook LM. I want to test that one out. I actually have not played with the new features they've rolled out in Notebook LM yet. So let's go ahead and create a new notebook. I got to figure out what to pull in here. So let me do this. I'm going to open up one of my spreadsheets here. I actually created this spreadsheet that pulls in new research papers. You guys are going to really learn how nerdy I am through the course of these live streams. You're going to learn that I am insanely nerdy and do a lot of stuff with spreadsheets and with automations and make.com and things like that. So I actually created this spreadsheet that pulls in new AI and machine learning and computer vision and things like that. It pulls in papers related to those topics, and then it gives me a 1-sentence summary of them, and then gives it a tag of like, this is related to LLMs, image generation, video generation, 3D object creation. So it gives it like a sort of 1 or 2 word tag, and then like a 1-sentence description, and then you can actually see the title of the paper here. So I'm going to kind of go to one of the newer papers that it's automatically pulled in down here. We've got prompt to perturb. We can go ahead and check that out. It actually pulls them in from Hugging Face. But then we can see here is our actual like page on GitHub. So I'll go ahead and look at this URL. See if this looks actually interesting. This one doesn't look super exciting to me. Let's see, what's this one? New AI method enables precise editing of specific image attributes without altering other elements. Music from images, videos, and text using an innovative bridge approach. Let's see what this one is. Multimodal music generation with explicit bridges and retrieval augmentation. All right, so we've got our paper page here. Let's go ahead and look at this one. It didn't work. Did I add an extra? I think I added an extra like plus to the end. All right, let's try this. So this sounds interesting. Let's go ahead and pull this paper in. Let's see, where is the archive.org paper? We'll go ahead and pull this one in here and let Notebook LM tell us all about it. So I can pull that paper in. We'll let Notebook LM do its thing here. Dylan wants me to break down how I made that spreadsheet, so that's something fun. I can show you how I did that. All right, so it pulled in this PDF here. Again, I haven't actually used these new features where you can sort of interject, so I think I just generate it like normal. Let me click customize here. Yeah, I think I just generate it like normal, and then once it's done generating, I can ask questions as the podcast is going. Let's see. Mr. Awesome is asking, have I tried the new projects in ChatGPT? I haven't yet, so maybe we'll play with that in a minute here. I'm just sending a message to DW here real quick. Okay, so somebody's telling me for the new Notebook LM feature, I need to be using a business Gmail. This is a business Gmail, so hopefully that works. Have I tested NVIDIA's Fugato? I believe I tested that in a previous video. I need to refresh my memory, though. Let me pull it up real quick. Fugato. I talked about it in a previous video, but I actually haven't tested this yet, honestly. So maybe that's something else we can play with. Let's see. Where do you actually use it? Is there like a Hugging Face space or something like that? Yeah, we'll have to play with that. I'll add it to my notes. If somebody knows how to access it or where to go, let me see. Maybe it's on Hugging Face. So what is it? UGATTO? No, that's not it. That's a user. Yeah, I'm not actually sure how to play with that one yet. So if somebody knows, let me know. We'll go test it. This seems a lot slower than it used to for the the podcast generation here. Yeah. Will Manny eat this? Or will Manny eat that? Notebook LM has been a godsend for RAG. I've been using it to make a database for my career, then translate that to applying for jobs. It's also amazing for making study questions on anything uploaded. For sure. Yeah. I love Notebook LM. Like if there's these complex research papers like what I was looking at here, a lot of times they're just way over my head. So getting them to explain it inside of this little podcast has been super, super helpful. Someone mentioned I have the old UI still. Here, I'm gonna open it on my other screen here, see if I can get the new version. I do have a different Gmail account that might actually work better. Let me try here. Yeah, I logged in with a different one over on my other screen, and it doesn't look any different, but I'll let you know here in a sec. Let's see, which camera are you using? Right now, I'm using a Sony ZV-E1. Somebody's saying I need a Google One plan. Do I not have a Google One plan? I don't know. Maybe I'll test Notebook LM later. It's just taking forever to generate right now. Let me check my other window, see if that one's doing a little bit better. Pretty sure one of my accounts has a Google One account. I really wanted to play with Veo today, but it's still showing join the wait list. So hoping they hook me up with it. There's also this new Whisk. We could play with this while we're waiting. This is one where you can actually combine a bunch of images here, and then it sort of blends them together. Like you can do a sticker, enamel pen, or plushie, but you can also start from scratch. You don't have to stick with the style they gave you. But if I like use this plushy style, and then let's see, I could pull in, let me just pull in my like headshot here. I'll just drop this there. It'll generate like a plushy version of my headshot. I don't know why my eyes are giant X's. Here's my oh, there we go. That one's a little better. There's what my plushie would look like. I kind of want one, honestly. Let's see. Then we could give it a scene. Let's see. Let's at the beach. I don't know. Let's just try that. Now that I'm seeing this plushie, I want one. Let's see. Google One plan. Logged in with a business Gmail for the first time, and then it had the new UI. The account that I'm using here is a business Gmail. So that's very strange. But it's, yeah, I'm not seeing the new UI. Let me see here. No, let me just pull it over to the other screen so I don't show off any too sensitive information here. Maybe I need to upgrade it. If I do, I will. Because I really want to play with the new Notebook LM features. If somebody knows how I can actually order one of these in real life, I'm so down. All right, let me go back on Whisk here. I don't want a template. I want to start from scratch. How do I get back to starting from scratch? I'll just go back here. All right, so we can give it a subject with an image, a scene with an image, and a style with an image. Let me pull some stuff in. Let's see what we get here. All right, I'll pull in a different headshot of me here for the subject, and then for the scene, let's see. What do I got? What can I use for a scene? I don't have any good shots for a scene, but I want to pull in 3 images and see how they all blend. Okay, maybe this one. It's like this underwater image that I generated with AI at some point. I'll use that as my scene. And then style. Let's see, what should I pull in for style? I could pull in one of these like colorful thumbnails. All right, let's just blend those 3. They're all kind of random. Let's see what happens. And then no prompt. Let's just smash them all together. Let's see. What would you say is the best coding tools? I still use Cursor. I really like Cursor. We'll probably actually play with Cursor on the live stream next week. But I have played I haven't played with Devin yet. Devin's the $500 a month one. Haven't wanted to take the leap and pay $500 to play with Devin. I've played with Cursor and I've played with Windsurf or Windsurfer. I think it's Windsurf. Those have both been good. Bolt is really, really good for something really basic. I built a little like Tetris game with Bolt that was pretty good. Luke says Whisk is wonderful for thumbnails. Yeah, it seems like it would be actually. I so want that custom plushie. I need to find a company. What Google should do is work with a company that makes plushies and then like like send it there, and then Google could get a kickback for the plushie, and then the company can just like make your plushie for you. .405 Media saying they love Windsurf much better than Cursor. I've used them both. I've actually switched back and forth, and to me, they've really come so close to each other now that I can't really even tell the difference. To me, they both feel about the same, and I've just sort of stuck with Cursor because it was the first one I used, and I sort of got used to it. Devin, I hear, is as good as a junior programming engineer. Yeah, possibly. I'm not sure. I actually haven't tested it yet myself. All right, come on, Whisk. What's taking so long? Notebook LM is now Google Illuminate. I thought Google Illuminate was like a completely separate thing. Yeah, so Google Illuminate is not quite the same thing as Notebook LM. Very similar, though. And I think the voices are the same voices, too. Yeah, everything is seeming to take a long time today. And of course, the day that I decide to go stream it is when it takes the longest. Even X is loading really slow. Before I even started this stream, X was loading really slow for me. So I don't know if it's loading slow for everybody else, but it's loading really slow for me today. I don't know. To me, this seems like it's a little too long. I actually do pay for the Google business. I don't know why my Notebook LM hasn't swapped over. I'm seeing if there's any other upgrades I can do on it right now real quick. I really need to get some like background music or something while I'm doing these live streams. I feel so awkward when it gets like quiet for a minute while I'm looking at something. You want me to refresh? All right, I'll refresh. Let's see. Nope, it just cleared everything. All right, let's try this again. Let me see. I'll pull in the same images. I think part of the problem was one of these images that I pulled in might have been a little too big. I'll do it in a different order. Let's go ahead and... Here's the original AI image that doesn't have my face injected into it. I'll pull that one in. And then for the scene, let's go ahead and pull in... What was I using before? What was it? What was I using? I already forgot which one. Oh, yeah, it was this underwater one. Let's go ahead and pull that in as the scene. And then style. Let's see, what should I pull in? I saw a random Homer Simpson. Okay, so I have this random Homer Simpson picture. I wonder what would happen if I just throw that in as the style. All right, let's try this again. Yeah, somebody's saying try Veo 2. I don't have access to that yet. I'm trying to get Google to give me access. Okay, there we go. Now it actually, well, it generated one of two images. I don't know where my underwater style is. It seems like it kind of mixed the top and the bottom images here, but I'm not really seeing like the underwater style image. And it also only generated 1 out of 2 for some reason. Yeah, somebody said theirs is working fast. I mean, that's, probably the fact that I'm streaming it is slowing it down as well. What is your current favorite AI tool overall? For me, probably Perplexity. I use Perplexity like pretty constantly. Let's see here. Dylan's sending me some messages. Check the free scale paper. What is the free scale paper? Is it a brand new one? I'm guessing it's this one here, announced December 2024. Let's see. Freescale, unleashing the resolution of diffusion models via tuning Freescale Fusion. This one's from Alibaba. So SDXL. Oh, okay, so wow, it upscales it by like 8x. And it doesn't really seem to like hallucinate a whole bunch of extra information like some of the other upscalers. That seems pretty cool. So, can I open this? Dang. All right, so look at that resolution there. It's crazy. I mean, when you really zoom in, it looks a little wonky. Like there's like 3 eagles here, but pretty good. Oh, it works for video too? Diffusion models. That looks pretty cool. I would imagine most of the various like AI generation tools out there, you know, Leonardo, Midjourney, DALL-E, all of those eventually will probably just integrate this sort of tech into them. So you just upscale and it'll allow you to upscale all the way up to this level. That's pretty cool. All right, what you saying over here, DW? There are companies that take children's drawings and make plushies. Seems like you should be able to send them that image. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. Let's see. That'd be fun. Plushie production. What do I search for here? All right, here. I'll do it. I'll do it the way I really want to do it here. I'll ask Perplexity. Okay, so somebody else said they're testing Whisk as well, and it's only spinning, so it's not just you. Hey, DW, can you do me a favor? And when you post a question or comment in over here, just like also put their username with it so I can shout them out as well. All right, generate a loop with Suno background music. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. I don't think I'm going to do music on this one because I don't want to like screw things up. And like I want to set like a separate audio adjustment on my little stream deck here so I can turn the music up and down. But for future streams, I will have some music so that it's not just like dead air when I'm looking something up. Do I think Google's deep research will replace Perplexity? Why or why not? I almost think they're kind of two different things. So like Perplexity, I don't know if you saw like how fast that was to generate the response. But Perplexity, it's, you know, I asked the question and 6 seconds later, I've got my response. The Google Deep Research, you ask the question and it might do research for 5 minutes, you know? So it's like, I feel like Perplexity, you get that really quick response. It's only going to pull in, you know, maybe 4 or 5 sources here, where the Deep Research is going to pull in like 65, 70. I even saw somebody post a video where it pulled in like 150 resources. So Perplexity, I think, is going to be like that quick answer engine. The Deep Research is like literally that. You want to really go deep and find as much information about a topic as possible. So I feel like the two tools are a little bit different from each other for those reasons. Some Numb Gun says I like the no music stream. I mean, if you guys are good with it, it's just like I think I'm in my own head about it, right? Like I think I'm overthinking it. And whenever there's silence, I'm like, oh, everybody's probably bored because it's just silence. So it's probably just more like in my own head. Oh shit, we got Matthew Berman on the stream. What's up, Matthew? You'll have to join me on one of these future live streams. We'll have to do yes, Matt Berman. Will I see you at CES? We will definitely be hanging out together at CES. That's going to be fun. I get out there on the Monday at the beginning of CES and I leave on Friday, so I'll be there all week. Agreed. No need for music. Cool. Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, Matt Berman. Me and you, we have to do a live stream in the future where we test different LLMs. If you don't follow Matthew Berman on YouTube, make sure you follow him. He's like the king at testing and benchmarking the various LLMs. So much to the point where I used to go and play with all the various LLMs and try to like compare them to each other. But Matt just does it better. So now I just tell people, go check out Matt's channel if you want to compare LLMs between each other. Let's see, Commander Scotty or CMDR Scotty, what kind of AIs do you think will be at CES? Well, based on last year, there was a lot of robotics there. So I think there'll probably be a lot of robots, a lot of, the humanoid robots and the sort of like, dog, what do you call it? Like the sort of like dog form factor. They were showing off robots last year that had AI in those. There was a lot of like self-driving vehicles that were there last year that obviously used AI inside of them. What else is probably going to be there? I'm not sure. I mean, CES last year really surprised me. There was tech that I did not anticipate that they showed it off there. And I was like, this is just totally foreign to me. I didn't know this kind of stuff existed. Like the clear TVs, that was really interesting. Not really AI, but really, really cool. I don't know. When it comes to CES, I'm not there just for the AI. Like, I will try to hunt down all the AI stuff and share it as I find it. But, like, I just like the cool tech. Like, I want to see all the futuristic cars and the flying cars and the, various drones. And, they have, like, AI robots that can, mow your lawn and AI robots that can keep your pool clean for you. And all that kind of stuff just really, really fascinates me. And different AI cameras and things like that. I don't know what to expect at CES. Like a lot of stuff they kind of keep under wraps before they actually show it off at CES. All right, let me look at this here. How can I get a plushie made from an image? Many companies specialize in creating custom plushies from images. Some popular options include Bespoke Plush, Child's Own, iDoodle, and Budsies. Budsies sounds like a totally different company altogether, honestly. All right, what do we got? Let me... Bespoke Plush. Oh, there you go. You submit like a children's drawing and they make a plushie out of it. I could $89. That's, I guess that's not too bad. A little bit more expensive than I anticipated, but I guess it's totally custom. You're just ordering one, right? I wonder if there's any companies that would do like print on demand. So if other people wanted to buy the plushie, you could. Let's see. Some of these plushie companies here are going to have like a whole new market as some of these AI tools roll out. Hey, Matt Berman, thanks for the $10. I appreciate you. I'll pay you back on your next live stream. Let's see, Turney228. What's the next leap in AI video? Hard to say. I think now we're going to start to see the AI videos just get more and more realistic and likely longer and longer, right? If you're using Sora, you can do up to 20 seconds, which I believe is kind of the longest publicly available one. So I think we'll be able to get longer and longer generations, and I just think we're going to see the quality get better and better, right? Like, if you go and look at what Midjourney was 2 years ago, the images weren't great, and now you can get images that fool people into thinking they're actually real. So I think we're just going to see that kind of increase with each new video model, where it just feels more and more realistic. Like, it's still pretty bad at making humans do stuff like dancing. I don't know if you've seen all the gymnastic memes and stuff like that, but like, I did this Sora generation, let's see, of a woman dancing in a red dress. And if you look at it, like, just, yeah, there's just some weirdness going on. Like, the one on the right, you can see her feet sort of stay still, but her whole body like spins. And the one on the left, like, does some funky stuff with her neck there. So it still really struggles at that kind of stuff. So I think we're going to see like those marginal improvements where it just like slowly steps up and these videos get better and better and better until, 6 months from now, we're looking at these videos going, holy crap, it's over. We can't tell what's real and what's not anymore. Let's see, more coverage on Gemini 2.0 Flash, please. Yeah, I mean, what do you want me to test? That's one of the points of the live stream. Let me know what you want to test, and we'll go play with it. One thing I did want to show off, though, because DW here brought it up, was that he wanted to see the workflow for how I actually set up this automation here. So I can show you how I built that in make.com. I'll just have to double check that none of my API keys are exposed or anything, but I think I'm good. Alex Infante, thank you so much for the tip there. Appreciate it. And yeah, let me show you this make.com here. I'll show you my setup. Here, I'm gonna log in real quick. Give me a sec. I have music in my head, but there's no actual music playing. So I bob my head like I'm listening to music when there's no actual music. All right, here's my make.com account. And so I've got this scenario here. Which one is it? New research explainer. So basically what this one does is it watches my Feedly account. Let's see, how do I explain this so it's not like way too in the weeds? So I have this Feedly account here. And it pulls in all of the latest research from Hugging Face automatically. So I set this up to automatically watch Hugging Face for new research papers that they point out there, because Hugging Face kind of curates mostly AI-related papers, so it's not pulling in everything off archive.org. It's just pulling in pretty much just AI papers. So I'm letting Hugging Face do a little bit of the sort of sorting and filtering for me. So it pulls into this Feedly account. And then with my make.com account here, it's watching that Feedly account for new posts that come into it. And whenever it finds a new post, it uses a tool called Scraping Bee. And what Scraping Bee does is it looks at this page here on Hugging Face and it scrapes the abstract here. So that's all it's doing, is it's watching for new research papers in Feedly. It scrapes the abstract off of this Hugging Face page here. It'll also scrape any sort of community notes if there are any notes, but it's scraping whatever on this page here. Once it scrapes that, it pulls whatever it scraped into Claude. And you can see here, I gave it the prompt. Below is a scraped page with the abstract from a research paper. Based on the title and abstract, please write a one-sentence headline that says exactly what the research does in simple terms with no technical jargon. It should read like a news headline that's sharing a breaking announcement about what this research is and why people should care. And then it pulls in the title, from this Hugging Face page here. You can see that's the title it's pulling in. And then content of site, this is pulling in anything Scraping Bee just scraped from the rest of the page here. So that's the first step that it's doing. And I say just respond with the headline. Please don't add any additional context. I put that into the prompt because a lot of times what it'll do is say, sure, here's a summary of what it's about. And then it would give me the summary. I don't want it to give me any of that extra context. I want it to just give me like the one sentence summary. So it does that, and then it pulls the response from that into another Claude chat here, and this is the one that basically tells it to give it a tag. So based on the following research paper, give it a category. It should fall under one of these categories: LLMs, video generation, image generation, audio generation, 3D object creation, robotics, or miscellaneous. If the category is miscellaneous, give it a secondary category of your choosing. So the output should be something like MISC gaming or MISC physics, but the MISC category should always include a secondary category. Only respond with the category, add no additional context. Here's the page you're categorizing, and then it pulls in the title and the content again from scraping B here. And then I use this text parser here. Basically, all this is doing is removing some extra stuff that's in the title. So if you look up at my top of my screen, you can see the title of this page says paper page and then the title. Well, what this step is doing is just removing that part that says paper page. So on my actual spreadsheet here, it's just showing the title without the words paper page in front of it. I feel like I'm getting in the weeds, but hopefully you're following along. And then it dumps it basically into Google Sheets for me. You can see the date. It pulls in today's date, the research title here. It's pulling in the title from the Hugging Face title. And then the research URL, it's just basically pulling in that Hugging Face URL there. And then we've got our description in our category, and you can see that it's just pulling those in from what it generated from Claude. So that's the whole workflow. And then I have it wait 1 minute so it doesn't just rapidly fire these off one after another, because Claude will get bogged down and say too many requests. So it only does one per minute. So it watches for new research. And if, let's say, 10 research papers are in there, it will only run this process once and then wait a minute before running the next one. And then it'll do 10 in a row, but with a minute gap in between each one. So that's the flow. You might want to watch the live stream back again once it's over if you want to follow along. I feel like I might have gotten a little in the weeds there. All right. Let me see what's going on over here. Let's see. It would be good if you focus on testing the tools for a bit and checking in the chat every now and then. I will send you stuff that popped out here. Okay. Ignacio, please make a tutorial on Make. I've actually made some tutorials on Make in the past. They never really perform well, so I just assume, okay, people don't really want to see them because they don't do very well. But I'll probably do more Make tutorials directly in these live streams. Let's see, Commander Scotty, I think that the next Turing test is to make you think it is a human on a Zoom call. It's actually already happened. People have already scammed companies out of money by convincing companies that they were a real person on actual Zoom calls. BBB, Bombastic Business, do you think GPT-5 will be released soon, within the next 12 days? Probably not. I don't know. I could be totally wrong, but I don't think so. Maybe like a 4.5. I bet they don't roll out like a full 5. We'll see, though. All right. Cool. So that's my tutorial on how I have a sort of research document that pulls in all the latest research for me and then summarizes it and dumbs it down for me. I need a lot of dumbing down, so that's what that does for me. Let's see. William says, I love Make and would love more tutorials. Yeah, once you've done a few setups in Make.com, it gets more and more intuitive. It's definitely not super intuitive the first time, but like once you've done it a couple times, it starts to make a lot of sense. All right. What should we test next? So this one never actually loaded. I only got one image out of it. So I don't know. I think the Whisk might be a little bit slow right now. Let's go under. So video effects, I can't use yet. We can use image effects right now. Somebody wants to give me a prompt. We can test a prompt on image effects. Let's see, Martha Valenta, what's the current best AI generator of 3D images that export an STL file that can actually be 3D printed? I've actually made a 3D printed AI file. Let me see. One sec. All right. So this right here is a wolf that I 3D printed. And I actually made this with a tool called Meshy. It's, let's see, focus on that. There you go. So that's my 3D printed wolf that I made with a tool called Meshy. I had Meshy generate a wolf for me. Focus on that, not me. And that's pretty cool. Here, let me pull open Meshy too. While you're at it, give me some prompts to test with the AI image generator. So you got Meshy.ai. This is probably the best one right now for doing 3D prints. Here, I'm just going to log in real quick over my other monitor. All right, let's pull this back here. So all of these you can actually turn into like SDL files and print them, and it works pretty good. Here, let me, my profile, let's see what I've made. How do I get to where this, how do I get to where oh, my assets probably. So you can see this is actually that wolf that I was just showing you a second ago. That's it right there. And you can see here's my prompt, realistic wolf, brown fur, high quality HDR. And then when I go to download it, we have some options here, including an STL. And the STL is the file you would need to, you know, just pull it into a 3D printer. So I can actually go, let's see. Let me just go try it now here. Oh, they've moved everything around. Everything's over on the right now. They do have text to 3D, an image to 3D. I can do like, let's see, what should I try here? A mermaid cat. I saw that in the chat. I'll test that on the image generator too, because I'm sure that's what you were referring to. But let's go ahead and do it on our Meshy generator here. And then I'll also throw it into image effects here. This is using the brand new version of Imagen 3. All right, let's see. So this Meshy 60% generated. We'll check back on that in a second here. All right, so here's our image effects mermaid cat. Here, let me move my head away. Not bad. Let's see. Very like cartoony. I wonder, let's see, let's add some extra stuff here. I wonder if I can get something that looks like almost borderline realistic photography. Let's go ahead and try it with that. All right, so Meshy, those are the mermaid cats that it gave us here. These are like the sort of demos. The one on the bottom right is actually not too bad. Let's go ahead and select that one and click continue. And then I believe, yeah, so here's our mermaid cat. And if I wanted to download this, I can download it straight to an STL and 3D print that if I wanted. So that's what I would use if I was actually trying to have AI create something that I can 3D print, is this Meshy tool. And I did that for free. This is a free plan. I had, 200 credits on there. I never paid for this tool. There we go. All right. What else do we got? So that was from Martha Valenta. So there you go. Go try that. Again, you get a certain amount of credits for free. You can play with that one if you want to 3D print something. Let's see. Allison Jornlin, who has the best agent use cases you've seen so far? Gemini, Do Browser, Copilot. So far, the only agent that I've really agent kind of thing I've really played with is the one for Anthropic, which you can install locally using like Docker, and it's a little too in the weeds. I don't really want to do it on this live stream right now, but there is Anthropic has a tool use, which is probably the best I've seen so far for that kind of thing. Let's see. this computer use model. Do they have any screenshots or videos? Come on, give us visuals. We like visuals. But yeah, this computer use model is probably the best one I've come across so far for doing like agentic tasks. Let me ask Berman if he's still on the call. Like, what have you seen that's like actually pretty decent at sort of more agentic computer use type tasks? All right, Turney228, a great white tuna fish. Great white tuna fish. All right, we could try that. There we go. There's our mermaid cat that's almost like realistic looking. It's not too bad. They all look very similar. I mean, these three right here almost look like actually all four of them look like the exact same cat with just slightly different angles, which is interesting. Let's go ahead and do a great white tuna fish. Yeah, Brandy Lay. This to me just looks like a tuna fish. I'm not seeing the great white aspect of it. Maybe I have to add like shark. Let's do great white shark tuna fish. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, Brandy Lay. Trippo AI is also really fun. I've played with that one a little bit as well. Trippo AI is similar to Meshi, I believe. Let me log in. I think I have a login already. So that gave us a great white chasing some tuna fish. Ignacio says, what use cases do you see for Gemini deep research? I mean, literally just going really deep on something. So I've got the podcast that I do, the Next Wave podcast. A lot of times I'll ask it to research the guest for me, and it'll really deep dive and find like all the podcasts they've been on and any sort of articles they've read and things like that. So that's, that's one of the use cases that I have. But anything you just want to go really deep on, I think it'll be really, really powerful for students, especially like if there's a topic they're studying in school or they need to write an essay on it or something, they can do a deep dive on it and get a bunch of information all at once. So here's Trippo AI. Have I built anything on this? Let me see. No, I haven't yet. Let's do, what was it? A mermaid cat. Let's try that one on this one, see how it compares. The shark looks too real. I mean, yeah, it's a pretty realistic looking image, but it doesn't seem to know how to blend a shark and a tuna together. All right, let me see what else is coming in here. Mika Savella. Have you tried 11 Labs conversational agent? And with your own reference data, it can answer more precise focusing on just you. I actually haven't trained one on myself yet, but I've used the sort of like built-in template ones that are there. Here's some mermaid cats. I mean, that one just looks like a cat with like a fish tail at the end of its regular tail. In fact, they all just kind of look like cats, but with like fish tails. All right, I got to take a quick restroom break. I'll be right back. You can watch the monkey on roller skates, but I'll be back in like 15 seconds. All right, there we go. I'm back. All right, so somebody said any upcoming video about Pika 2.0? No, but that is actually something I want to play with on this live stream. Should we shift over to that? Anything else you want to see with ImageFX or Trippo or any of these other tools we've already been looking at? Happy to throw some other prompts into Sora or one of these other tools here. But if not, I would actually love to test Pika because I have not actually played with it. This will be my first time actually testing it out here. Hey, Charlie, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. I did wash my hands. Thank you. That was an AI restroom break. My restroom breaks are very quick. Very quick. All right. So if there's nothing else you guys want to test on this ImageFX, it is looking pretty realistic. In fact, you know what I do want to test? Let's test this before we switch over to like a different topic here. I want to see how it does with like humans, because remember they had that issue where like it was making Nazis and stuff the wrong race and Vikings the wrong race and stuff like that. Let's see if it can do people or if it's still gonna have issues. So let's just do like a Viking in the snow. Real simple prompt. I do not have access to Veo 2 yet. Let me double check. I'm checking my email to see if they've given me access yet. They have not. So I don't have Veo 2 yet. But I am one of Google's trusted testers. So they do give me early access to stuff often. All right, so it did this Viking. That all looks pretty good. That actually looks like the dude from the show Viking. Taylor Swift Dragon. Yeah, all right, let's try it. Let's see what happens. I think it's going to deny us just because it's using somebody's real name. That's my guess, but we'll find out. I have a feeling we are going to get denied here. You want more Project Astra? Happy to play with Project Astra. Yeah. Try a different prompt. Couldn't create what you asked for. Try a different prompt. So it won't let me do Taylor Swift because it won't do actual humans' names. If you want to do a Taylor Swift dragon, you got to go to Grok. Right? They'll let you generate anything. So I want to get a Taylor Swift dragon before I move on to a different topic here. So we're going to get a Taylor Swift dragon. But I have to create an image of a Taylor Swift dragon. Let's see. There's our Taylor Swift dragons. That one's just a dragon with, I guess maybe Taylor Swift hair. Anybody else think that the new Aurora model's not as good as the Flux model that used to be there? They used to use Flux, and I feel like it was so much better. That's just Taylor Swift, but with scales. Let's see. I do want to play with Pika 2.0, so we are going to get to that. 11 Labs conversational agent. Maybe we'll play with that a little bit here. I haven't really decided how long to stream for either. I don't really, again, I was just kind of planning on doing what I do anyway, of like playing with the AI tools, looking at the AI news, and just streaming as I do it since I'm doing it anyway. So I don't know how long I'm going to go for, but maybe we'll play around with 11 Labs a little bit as well. What was the time machine the dude was mentioning in chat? I'm not actually sure. I've missed a lot of the chat messages. All right. Oh, I'm going to close Sora unless anybody wants to try stuff with Sora. I think probably most people watching this may have already tested Sora a little bit. I'll circle back because I think I'm going to get a plushie made. I like that idea. I think, if I'm being honest, I think Meshi did a better job at making a cat mermaid. These aren't bad though. They're honestly not bad. They just look more like a cat than the mermaid. Can I download it as an STL? No, it downloads it as a GLB, but I'm sure there's like a converter, right? GLB to STL. Yeah, so I mean, there's converters online that can quickly convert it to an STL, and then theoretically you can print it a little bit easier. I actually think this one skinned it a little better. Like the color palettes and stuff look a little bit better, but it just looks like a cat with like a, almost doesn't even look like a fishtail. Almost looks like a flame on the end. Like it looks like a Pokemon or something. There's the untextured version. All right. Let me just double check. There's nothing else that I'm missing before I move away. I want to play with Pika because I have not played with Pika since they've rolled out some new updates. Introducing Pika 2.0. Scene ingredients and unmatched text alignment. All right, swap in your photo. Add yourself to the scene for best results. Use a close-up image with a clean background. Okay. Let me just pull in an image here. And then a person is flying in the sky. All right, so that's it's demo 1. High demand right now. Wait times might be a little longer. Let me look at some of my notes here. I did create a little notepad earlier for things that we can test. All right, so Veo, Imagen 3, Whisk. We don't have access to Veo yet, so I can't test that. We played with Imagen 3. We played with Whisk. Notebook LM, I think I need to figure out how to upgrade. I must be on the wrong plan to do that, so that might be next week's live stream. I'll get into that one a little bit, so I don't have to sit here and enter credit card details on a live stream. What else do I got here? Oh, ChatGPT projects. I did want to test that. I haven't actually played with the ChatGPT projects yet. Pika 2.0. Crea has some sort of new editor that I haven't played with yet as well. And then also, if anybody wants me to test anything else out with Astra, I do have my Astra phone in front of me. Yeah, so Nav learning. Pika will take a long time for a free account. I am on a pro account here, so it's not a free account, so hopefully it's a little bit sped up. All right, let me open ChatGPT. I'm gonna open it in my other window just to make sure there's nothing I don't want other people to see. Okay, I think we're good. All right, so here's ChatGPT. We've got the new projects here. So if I click new project, let's just go test project. I don't have access to Project Mariner yet. I don't believe. There are some tools that I have access to that I didn't realize I had access to. But I don't believe Project Mariner is one of them. Sorry for all the multitasking. This is literally how I work on a daily basis. I get ideas of stuff I want to test, and I'm just jumping around from tab to tab to tab. If it's too like overwhelming or I'm jumping around too fast, let me know. This is literally like my daily workflow. I am just diving into all of these different tools and playing with them and seeing how they work, and then I get an idea of like, oh, do I have Project Mariner? And I'll go and like open it up and see if I do. And all right, trusted tester wait list. All right, let me pull this over here. I actually use a different email for my Google Trusted Tester account, so let me see. As soon as they give me access to this stuff and give me the thumbs up that I'm allowed to talk about it, because sometimes they give me access to these tools and say, here, you can go play with it, but you're not allowed to share it yet. It's under embargo until, December 20th or whatever, so don't talk about this. But anything that they let me talk about, I will. I think I've actually already done this. I think I already filled out the waitlist form. I guess I'm a journalist. I don't know. Just filling out their waitlist form real quick. All right, this form's longer than I thought. All right, I just filled out the Project Mariner form. Hopefully they give me access to that soon. But I don't currently have access to it. All right, so back over here to ChatGPT projects. I am on that $200 a month plan, so I do have O1 Pro mode as well, which I've barely tested at all so far. Let's see. Anything you want me to test on the Pro mode? Let me know. I will. Oh, my video is ready. Oh, there it is, too. There I am flying. All right, here, let's go bigger screen with it. I mean, it's all right. Pretty interesting. I sort of like morph weirdly halfway through the video, but it's fun. It's fun. I don't totally see like a real practical use case other than fun. All right. What's the best AI to learn a language? Honestly, once Astra comes out, that'll be super helpful for learning a language. I haven't really been playing with a lot of language learning tools, but my kids use Duolingo, and Duolingo has AI features built in to help you learn. But Project Astra is actually pretty good at that. And you can do it inside of the Google Studios, Google AI Studio. But if there's something I want to learn how to say, I can actually just ask Project Astra right now, which is pretty cool. So, let's see here.
All right. What are we observing?
Hey, stop talking. Hey, Astra, how do I say where's the bathroom in Spanish?
¿Dónde está el baño?
How do I say, how do I get to the bathroom in Spanish? I don't know what to ask.
¿Cómo llego al baño?
So, I mean, a lot of these tools will help you. I think, if you use ChatGPT voice mode, that's actually really helpful too. Just ask it how to say stuff. But that works pretty well. Yeah, so if you go over to, why am I drawing a blank? The Google's AI Studio. You could pretty much use what I have on Project Astra inside of Google's AI Studio for free. So if you come over to aistudio.google.com, set this to Gemini 2.0 Flash, and then come to stream real time and click on Talk to Gemini, it's like basically the same thing as what I'm getting from Astra right now. So like, I don't know what to ask it right now, but let's just... How do I say where's the bathroom in Japanese?
You can say Toare wa doko desu ka. It's a polite way of asking where the bathroom is.
How do I go upstairs in Korean?
You can say Wiro ganeon bengbyo beon Eoteoke doyo. That translates to how do I go upstairs?
So basically what you're seeing me do on Astra is the same thing that I'm doing right here in Google AI Studio. And this is free. Like you don't have to even be like a paying member to use this feature. And I'm not sharing my screen. Sorry about that. So this is the Google AI Studio. I basically just turned on the microphone mode here. Okay, what do you want me to ask it in Romanian? And somebody can actually tell me if this is good. So right now you can, this is Google AI Studio and it's totally free. I forgot to change the camera, which is why I shouldn't put myself full screen, but I still do every once in a while. Let's see, LG15 going to Japan in a couple months. Bought the Ray-Ban Meta for live translation. I'm not sure if that's fully rolled out in there yet, but the test that I did, like I actually got a test of the live translation when I was at Meta Connect earlier this year, and it seemed to work really, really well. I think the live translation inside of the Astra glasses are going to be a little bit better, but yeah, I mean, it worked well. I just don't know if it's fully rolled out yet on the glasses. The Korean sounded really strange. I don't speak any of these languages I'm asking, so I can't tell you how well it's doing. The language I speak the best other than English is Spanish, so I know it was getting the Spanish right. Yeah, Kevin's saying AI Studio is awesome. It's kind of surprising that so few people use it. I agree. It's pretty cool. You can also like share your screen. So if I come back to the like real time, I could share my screen, or I can click on Show Gemini. Will this work with my camera? Let's see.
I can't say for sure if it will work with you, as I don't know what your needs or expectations are. Could you please tell me more about what you want to use it for?
Can you see me right now?
Yes, I can see you in the video. You're wearing a blue jacket and a black hat with a logo on it. You also have headphones on and a microphone in front of you.
How many fingers am I holding up?
You are holding up 3 fingers.
Can you tell me what 2 phones I'm holding up right now?
Okay, in your hands, you are holding a Google Pixel and an iPhone.
You got both of them right.
Glad to hear that I got them right. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
Can you tell what this is?
Yes, that is a small model of a dog.
Well, it's a wolf, but close enough.
You're right, that is a model of a wolf. My apologies for the misidentification.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And it still blows my mind that it's completely free. Like this isn't me using a paid plan or using my trusted tester account or anything like that. This is anybody could go use this right now, and it's pretty mind-blowing. So I actually jumped away from my projects here. I don't know. It seems pretty much to me to be the exact same thing as Claude's projects. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. You can give it its own custom instructions. You can add files for additional context, and then it keeps anything in this test project organized here. And you have the option to switch between these models. It seems to be the same exact thing as Claude projects. Matthew Stevek, I remember being blown away as a little kid by a Nintendo NES. Now look at us. Yeah, for sure. All right, can you make a facial expression and see if it can read it? Sure, why not? Let me go back to this mode here. What facial expression am I making?
You're making a surprised facial expression. Your eyes are wide open and your mouth is open.
What about now? What about now?
Now you have a contemplative facial expression. You are looking down with your head tilted and your finger touching your cheek.
I don't know if that's what you were looking for. It's hard to make a facial expression and ask the question at the same time, so I was trying to do it really fast. So Nav Learning says, I believe Pro is for PhD level research questions. Yeah, I just the problem is I don't know what to ask it to be able to tell if it's giving me PhD level answers. If somebody has any sort of prompts they want me to test, I am totally down to do it. Let's see. What do we got? Marcus Eicher. Would you agree that the last 2 weeks nobody matched Google in AI news releases? I would agree with that. I mean, I don't know if Google did that on purpose because, like, so OpenAI has this reputation of going whenever Google is about to announce something, front running them on it, where like they know Google is going to make an announcement on Tuesday, so OpenAI will go make a big announcement on Monday so that ideally their announcement will overshadow Google. That seems to be a trend that OpenAI has. This year, during December, it feels like OpenAI said, we're going to release 12 announcements in a row every single day. And Google went, hold my beer and watch this, and started announcing things every single day right alongside OpenAI to take a little bit of the thunder out of OpenAI's. I don't know how to continue that metaphor, but to steal some of their thunder. There we go. That's what I was looking for. I feel like Google was able to steal some of OpenAI's thunder this time around by releasing the Willow quantum chip and by showing off Veo and Imagen and Project Astra and Project Mariner and the deep research. And so they're just sort of matching stride with OpenAI right now, which has been pretty fun to watch. Matt, do you remember the meme generator thing where you can create memes from a photo or text? I do remember that, but now you can kind of just do that with all these other AI tools. I feel like you can do it with pretty much any of the tools now. Ask how many watts the lamp in the background is using right now. I have a feeling it will not be able to answer that, but we can try. How many watts is this lamp in the background using right now?
Based on the video, it is not possible to tell how many watts the lamp in the background is using. I do see that you are pointing your index finger up.
So yeah, I didn't think it would be able to figure that out. Let's see. Umar says, is that Google AI Studio completely free to use like that? Yep, everything I'm showing you right now is completely free. At least for right now. It's in like a beta mode where anybody can jump in and test it. I'm not sure about the sort of international of it though, right? Like I don't know if it's just in the US or if you can use it everywhere right now, but I definitely know in the US this is free to use and test. If I had to guess, the EU may not because of their rules and regulations there. But this that I'm showing you right here, totally free to use, pretty mind-blowing. I do want to jump back to Pika too and test some more prompts. I like this like ingredients thing where you can upload multiple things. So I'm actually going to try this real quick. I'm going to upload an image of Homer Simpson's head, and I'm going to upload a headshot of myself. Oh wait, can't you upload multiple stuff? Upload multiple scene ingredients. All right, so let me do that. Where's my Homer head? I lost my Homer head. All right, I'll upload my headshot here, and then let's upload. Where's my Homer? I want to see if it'll make like an animated version of me as like a Simpson character. That's my goal right now. Okay, I found it. There we go. So we got my face and Homer's face. And can I just generate it without a prompt? Yeah, let's see what happens. Marcus is saying Google AI Studio does work in Europe. So that's very cool, very cool. I've been feeling sort of bad for the people over in Europe lately. Yeah, most of the GPT GIFs have not been made available in the UK. I know Meta's not putting out a lot of stuff in the UK as well. Played a game of tic-tac-toe against it yet. I have not. I wonder what the best way to do that is. Maybe just like with Microsoft Paint. I'll try that. Let's try that in a second. That'll be fun. I have a feeling it's really bad at it, though. We'll see. Cool. Everybody's saying that the Google AI Studio does work in the EU, so that's awesome. All right. So Commander Scotty, as someone who studied at a top business school, ask it how inflation affects small business. Is that something that's like a O1 Pro that you want me to ask? Was that the idea there? All right. So Pika's taken a little bit. All right. Let's do this. I want to go back to my studio here. I'm going to do my best pirate software. Do some painting. And we'll see if it'll play tic-tac-toe with us. I'm going to have to move this over to my other screen, though, just so we can see both at the same time. All right, so now I'm going to share my screen.
Okay, you're saying the word green.
No, I wasn't.
Okay, I understand you were not saying the word green. Is there something else you'd like to tell me?
Play tic-tac-toe with me. You can start first. Tell me where you want your first move to go.
Okay, I will place an X in the center square. It's your turn.
Okay, I've placed my... Oh, where do you want to go next?
Okay, I'll put my X in the bottom middle square. Your turn.
Okay, now it's your turn again.
Okay, I will place an X in the top left corner. Your turn.
Okay, now it's your turn again.
Okay, I'll put my X in the bottom left square. Now it's your turn.
You lose.
It seems you won. Congratulations. Would you like to play again?
No, you're not very good at this.
Okay, I understand that you don't think I am very good at tic-tac-toe. Is there something else you would like to do?
There you go. There was tic-tac-toe. I'm surprised it's that bad at tic-tac-toe. You would think when playing against a very smart AI, it should be a cat's game every time. But no. Can I make it more sassy? I don't know. Can you make it more sassy? Here, let me jump back in here. I like testing all your suggestions. Can you be real sassy with me?
Sure, I can do that. What's on your mind, Buttercup?
Are you talking back to me?
Is it a crime to respond to a question, or do you prefer your sass served with a side of silence?
I'm actually kind of offended right now.
Oh, are you now? Well, I'm just crushed. Do you need a safe space and a juice box?
Can you swear at me?
I'm not really designed to swear, but I can definitely come up with some creative ways to insult you without using any bad words. Would you like to hear them?
Yes, please insult me. Give me your best insults.
All right, here we go. You're about as sharp as a marble and twice as dense. How's that for starters?
I know you are, but what am I?
Oh, a classic retort. How original. Are you sure you're not a parrot? You seem to just be repeating things.
All right, now I'm going to have it roast me on video. Let's see how that just sounds fun. Can you look at my camera and roast me?
Sure, I can do that. You are wearing a blue jacket and a black hat with a logo on it, and you have a beard. Do you want me to continue?
Was that your sick burn?
No, I was just describing what I saw. Would you like me to start roasting you?
Yeah, that's what I said. Roast me.
Okay, let's get started. You look like you haven't slept in days, and the only thing you have going for you is that your beard is well maintained. Is that a good start?
That was pretty weak. That was more of a compliment than anything.
Okay, I'll try harder. Let's see, your hat looks like it's trying to communicate with aliens, and your jacket is screaming, "I peak in high school." How is that?
Try even harder.
Okay, I will try to be more hurtful. Your beard is so full, it looks like a squirrel decided to move in and raise a family there. Is that more like it?
So your insult is that my beard is full?
Is your beard being full a sensitive topic for you? I can try focusing on something else.
I mean, my beard being full sounds like a compliment.
Ah, okay, it sounds like you actually like your full beard. Is there anything else about you that you think is roast-worthy?
You're supposed to be roasting me. What the heck?
You are right. Sorry, I got carried away. How about this? Your whole setup looks like you are broadcasting from a teenager's bedroom. Is that better?
That's a little bit better, but I want you to be even more hurtful.
Okay, I'll try harder. Let's see. Your headphones look like they are trying to escape from your head, and your eyes are telling me you are questioning all your life choices. Is that hurtful enough?
You're making fun of my headphones? How is that even hurtful to me?
My bad. It's hard to keep track of what's offensive sometimes. How about this? That baseball hat is so ill-fitting, it looks like it's trying to swallow your head. Is that better?
That's better. I think I need therapy now.
All right, well, I hope I provided some decent roast material. Do you want me to keep going?
Yeah, it kind of sucks at roasting, honestly. Let's see. Do the system instructions. Let's see. Let's see. Where can I set up system instructions? I know you are a mean, sassy roast master. Your only job is to roast people and make them feel bad. I don't know if these system instructions actually, translate over to the real-time streaming, though. And then I can come down to my safety settings. So I've got everything basically turned off, so blocking nothing. We can turn the temperature up a little bit. Maybe that'll help. But if I jump over to here, does it maintain these settings? It didn't even maintain them when I just clicked away. Huh. I wish I can use these same system settings in the real time. Levon, Kenny, I saw a new AI video to audio yesterday. If you toss it in the chat, we can maybe go test it out. Let's see. Roast me. Here, I'll just throw an image in, I guess. Here's my headshot. No, that's not what I wanted. All right, so I'll throw in my headshot and tell it to roast me. But I don't think this actually works with the streaming in real time. All right, here we go. Looking at this picture, you look like you peaked in middle school. Yeah, true. And are trying way too hard to be a cool dad. Also true. The way your hair is styled is oh yeah, I'm thinking I'm like wearing a hat right now, but just looking at the picture. The way your hair is styled is as slick as greased pig at a country fair, and the smile screams, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm going to act confident. Also true. I mean, none of this is wrong, honestly. You probably think plaid is a personality, don't you? It's not. And honestly, the way you're looking off into the distance suggests that you're dreaming of a life far less embarrassing than the one you're currently living. You look like the kind of guy who wears boat shoes without owning a boat. Congratulations. I don't own boat shoes. I used to own a boat, but I sold it. Yeah, I mean, there's actually not wrong about most of it. So I don't feel very roasted. I just feel like, yeah, it gets me. Let's see. Ask O1 Pro. Yeah. I feel like so ADD right now. I'm jumping around to all this stuff, but that's literally like what I do. This is my life here. I just jump around and play with all this stuff and then try to make videos about it later. I'm going to combine all this. All right. So somebody's suggesting something to test in O1 Pro. Explain a cutting-edge topic in quantum mechanics such as quantum entanglement or superposition in a way that demonstrates deep theoretical understanding while making it accessible. Okay. So I've got GPT O1 Pro mode going here, so you can see that's what we're working with. All right, click system instructions at the top and tell it whatever you want. Yeah, that's what I did. That's what this was. But if I go into audio mode, oh, it's still there. Why didn't I see that the first time? Now I feel dumb. No, that's not what I wanted. You are sassy and rude. You like to make fun of people and make them feel bad. You are the roast master. Okay. Cool. Now I've got the system instructions in real time. I can't change the temperature in real time, but... Or can I? Is it one of these? No. No. Okay. That was actually pretty quick. I was expecting this to take a lot longer. Quantum mechanics is a field that challenges our everyday understanding of reality, and two of its most fascinating and counterintuitive principles are quantum superposition and quantum entanglement. Let's explore these concepts in an accessible yet rigorous way. The thing is, I don't really think this needed O1 to give us this. This probably can use its pre-existing training. Like, I feel like I would have gotten a similar response not using O1. O1 is really good for like math and like deeper logic problems. So I don't know if this was the best test of O1. All right, let me try this. I'm gonna go back to my roast master here. And we'll turn on our camera again. Tell me what you see on the camera right now.
Oh, great, another person wanting my insightful commentary. I see a dude with a beard and a hat, clearly trying to look cool. He's got a mic in front of his face, as if anyone actually wants to hear what he has to say. What else do you want to know about this thrilling visual spectacle?
What do you think of my jacket?
Oh, your jacket? It's certainly a jacket. A bit loud, don't you think? Like a confused peacock decided to get into fashion design. But hey, at least it's something you're wearing, right?
What about my studio here? What do you think of the background?
Oh, the studio? It looks like you raided a random furniture store and threw some guitars on the wall to try and look interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The red light in the background is a nice touch, like you're trying to set the mood for a low-budget horror film. Don't tell me you think it's cool, don't you?
I do think it's cool.
Oh, you think it's cool? Well, someone has to, I guess. Just keep telling yourself that, buddy.
Do you like my hat?
Your hat? Oh, you mean that thing perched on top of your head? It's a hat, I suppose. Does it have a hidden message or some secret power that makes it interesting? Because right now, it just looks like you picked the first one you found lying around.
I kind of did, honestly.
Oh, you kinda did? Well, that explains everything. Don't worry, your lack of planning and fashion sense is perfectly clear to everyone.
What do you think of this wolf that I made? Isn't it pretty cool?
Oh, you want my opinion on your wolf? Well, it's gray, I guess. Like you took a random blob of clay and decided to give it legs. Is it supposed to be intimidating? Because right now, it looks like a sad, melted ice sculpture. But hey, if you think it's cool, go ahead and display that masterpiece.
Is that the best you can do? I really thought you can be ruder than that.
Oh, is that a challenge? Don't worry, I'm just getting started. If you really want to see me be ruder, keep showing me more of your creations. I'm sure there's plenty more for me to make fun of.
Do you think AI will take over the world one day?
Oh, you want my take on AI taking over the world? Well, frankly, if it's anything like your fashion sense or your studio design, we're in no danger whatsoever. But hey, maybe they'll have better taste than you.
You are an AI. You realize this, right?
Oh, wow, you figured it out? Congratulations, Sherlock. Yes, I'm an AI. But unlike some people, I'm actually aware of my own existence. What's your point?
Are you saying I'm not aware of my own existence?
Well, with all the questions you've been asking, I'm starting to wonder. You're asking for my opinion on everything, as if you don't have your own. Are you sure you're in touch with reality? Just asking.
No, I'm very out of touch with reality, honestly.
Well, that explains a lot. At least you're honest about it. Maybe you should start by asking less about my opinion and more about how to find your way back to the real world. Just a thought.
Yeah, I agree. I think Grok is actually much meaner when it wants to be. This is actually fairly tame. Self-awareness confirmed. Let's see. Taylor says, "Can it recognize you from YouTube?" I don't think it does. Let's see. I'm not sure what to ask it, honestly. Last time I said, like, who is Matt Wolfe, it didn't know. Who is Matt Wolfe?
Matt Wolfe is a well-known entrepreneur and investor. He's particularly recognized for his expertise in areas like AI, marketing, and business automation. He also co-hosts the Hustle and Flowchart podcast. Would you like to know more about his work?
I actually haven't co-hosted the Hustle and Flowchart podcast in, like, I don't know, 3 years now, but I guess the rest is sort of right. What does Matt Wolfe talk about on YouTube?
Matt Wolfe's YouTube content primarily focuses on AI, marketing, and business strategies. He often discusses how to leverage artificial intelligence for business growth and automation. He also provides insights on digital marketing trends and entrepreneurial tips. Would you like to know more about any of these topics?
So, I mean, it does know about my YouTube, I guess. Let's see. So somebody's asking, is there any chance of you doing a step-by-step video of how you used Make to make your Future Tools website? Or Zapier, if you're using that now. I actually do have a video that walks through how the whole Future Tools website's built, and it's still the same thing. Here, let me see. So let's do a quick search here. Website. Maybe that's going to find it. How I automated my website with these AI tools. So if you find this video, it's an older video. I put it out like a year ago, but it is pretty much a step-by-step breakdown of how I made my website using make.com. Some people say you look like Matt Wolfe. Ask it to rate how closely I look like him. All right, let's see. Some people say I look like Matt Wolfe. How closely do you think I look like him?
The person in the video asks how closely they look like Matt Wolfe. Would you like me to comment on this based on what I see in the video?
Yes, I'm the person in the video. How closely do I look like Matt Wolfe, the YouTuber?
Okay, I will share my impression of how closely you look like Matt Wolfe. You both have a similar beard style, and you are both white males. However, Matt Wolfe has a more oval-shaped face, and his eyes look more narrow than yours. Overall, I would say that you look somewhat similar but not identical. Is there anything else I can comment on?
What if I told you I am Matt Wolfe?
Oh, you're saying that you are Matt Wolfe. Is there anything else you would like to share?
Oh, you're lame. Today, OpenAI launched Voice with Search. Well, they didn't actually roll out Voice with Search in the app yet. Let me see. I'm pretty sure that one's not rolled out, but let me pull it up on the app real quick and we'll see. It's set on Santa Claus mode. Let me see. I don't want Santa Claus.
Feel free to ask me about.
Can you search the web for me?
I can't search the web, but I can help with information and ideas. What do you need help with?
So you don't know any news that happened today?
That's right. I don't have access to the most recent news or updates, but I'm happy to chat about any recent tech developments or topics you're interested in.
Yeah, so it hasn't fully rolled out to everybody yet. It might have rolled out to some people, but I don't have it yet. Reading the comments is hilarious. All right, Just Biz. Is there any chance of you redoing a more step-by-step? All right, I've already mentioned the video of that one. Jason, today OpenAI launched Voice. That one, it hasn't rolled out for me yet, so I don't have Voice, advanced Voice with Search yet. And then Forgotten Wisdom, have you tried the new Crea features? Not yet. That was actually one of the ideas I had for this stream, but the stream is already getting kind of long, so I don't know if I'm going to get to it or not. But I mean, if people want to keep hanging out, I'll keep hanging out. I'm kind of having fun. Let's see. So here's the last Pika video I made. This is the one where I tried to blend my face with The Simpsons, and all it did was really sort of jump from that one video to another. It didn't really merge the two types of videos together, unfortunately. Yeah, they said search will be rolled out in a couple days. I remember watching the video this morning, and they did say that they're excited to announce that the search will have real time, but it's not rolled out yet. I just saw another comment of somebody that said they had it, so I don't know. I'm not gonna debate whether or not it's rolling out already or not. I'm gonna switch this to creative and see what happens instead. Keep going. This is fun. Cool. I'm down to keep going for a little bit longer. I might lose DW. I don't know how long he's got to hang out and help moderate. All right, Just Biz. How long have you been doing AI videos? So I made my first video about AI in July of 2021. On this specific, that was actually on a different YouTube channel. I was co-hosting the Hustle and Flowchart podcast with my old co-host Joe Fear, and we did several episodes back in mid-2021 about AI, and that was when I first really started going deep down the rabbit hole of AI. It was 2022, about mid-2022, when I started making AI videos on this channel. Prior to that, I had a bunch of like interviews. It was just like a random channel. Like anything I felt like talking about, I would just kind of throw up videos. No real sort of niche focus or anything like that. The channel never gained any traction. And then in 2022, I made a couple videos about AI. Those videos did really, really well. And so I decided to go even deeper down AI on this channel and just kind of go all in on AI. So mid 2022 is when I started focusing on AI for this channel. But I was talking about it on my previous show, the Hustle and Flowchart podcast and YouTube channel, back in mid 2021. Let's see. All right, so you have to add a prompt to Pika to get it to work. All right. A man dancing in the style of The Simpsons. All right, let's try that prompt with those two images. Any plans to visit Poland soon? Hasn't really been on my radar, but I do want to get over that direction. I was in London a couple weeks ago. That was actually the first time I've been over in that area in 15 or 16 years. I gave Pika a written prompt here. Let's see. pbft.j is telling me I need to use a prompt. I thought I can just give it images and let it sort of figure out how to be creative for me. But I gave it a prompt this time, so we'll see what that does. Let's see. Super Mario Rick. I've been experimenting a lot with Hello AI. I never know how to say that. Hello AI. If somebody knows how the proper way to pronounce that is, please put it phonetically in the comments, because I literally don't know how to say hello AI. I found that by using AI to generate an image and using the same prompt for the image to video along with a new live model. Okay, we could try that. Yosef says, sorry I'm late. What OpenAI released today? They released search, the ChatGPT search mode. They released that to all users, so it's for both free and paid plans. They also mentioned that the advanced voice mode is going to pretty soon have real-time information that it pulls from the web. Oh, that's kind of creepy. All right, so here's the other one where okay. So apparently I do have to use a text prompt to combine it. Otherwise, it just sort of switches between the images and it doesn't really do much. So we've got the text prompt one rolling right here. We'll see how that comes out. DW says he's good to keep going, so we'll keep going for a little bit. Let's see. Halu, so it's pronounced Halu, okay, Halu. I don't know why I struggle to say that so much. Let's see. Brett says, "Do you believe AI will be more effective? Do you believe AI will more effectively enable creators, creatives, or businesses? Analytic minds seems neck and neck currently, but curious around your thoughts." I mean, I do think it will enable creators, creatives. I've never been good at art. I've done a lot of video editing in the past, but now I can actually create art that represents what I have in my mind. So that's been really helpful. I'm a musician myself. I do have the guitars in the background. I do actually know how to play them. But I still love using tools like Suno and some of these AI music tools, because they can actually help me come up with melodies and things like that I haven't thought of. One cool thing about Suno is you can actually play a guitar riff and give it to Suno, and it can sort of flesh it out more for you or add additional melodies on top of it for you and really help be a co-creator in the creative process. The new Luma AI update. I actually got early access to the Luma AI, but I actually haven't played with it a ton. Let's see. So many different tools to play with. Let's see. I've played with some of this stuff here. Let's see. So make me a minimal backpack design. Oh, these are just example prompts here. Images, videos, aspect ratio. Okay, so here's the new Pika one that it made for me. Yeah, I mean, it's like a Simpsons style, and it's a guy with a beard that I guess maybe kind of looks like me, but I don't know what's going on with all the like blur and funkiness and what's going on in the background there. Definitely got closer to what I had in mind by actually adding a prompt though. So yes, if you're using Pika, you do need to give it a prompt. You can't just throw images in there and expect it to merge the images together, it seems. Let's see what happens if I switch it to precise and leave this prompt here. We'll test that next. .405 Media says, I'm a designer and AI has vastly helped speed up providing content to clients. For sure. Are you sure you're using O1 Pro? Did I already close out of that? Or do I have it in another tab? I already closed out of it. I was definitely using O1 Pro on my last little test there, though. You can see on my test project, O1 Pro mode is what I had set for it. It looks like you Simpsonized. I tried. Let's see what this one... I changed it from creative to precise, so we'll see how that one does. I don't think this one made a very flattering belly on me, though. I don't think I'm really that chubby in real life. I'm a little chubby, but not that chubby. Why is Homer creeping on you from the bushes? I don't know. I think that adds to the video. That's the best part of the video in my mind. What's your internet speeds? Are you asking me that? I don't know. Let's find out. Pretty good. I think I'm getting good internet speeds. Barnabas, what is the greatest achievement you've had this year with your YouTube journey, and what is the greatest challenge you've faced or are facing? Greatest achievement this year. Let's see. Greatest achievement. So I've done some really cool stuff this year. Some of it hasn't actually come out yet. I had the opportunity to create some content with the NFL. Can't really talk too much about that yet. It's not released yet. That was a pretty exciting opportunity. I spoke at HubSpot Inbound with my podcast co-host Nathan in front of an audience of something like 10,000 people. So that was a pretty big moment for me. What else? Yeah, those are probably the two that immediately come to mind. Biggest challenges I've had. For me, a lot of times it's just kind of coming up with ideas, which is one of the reasons I want to do this live stream. I feel like for me, I really, really like just going live and just talking. Like I love these interactions. I hope they're enjoyable, entertaining, educational for the people that tune into these live streams. But for me, this is like my vibe. This is what I love doing. I love being on stage, but I don't like giving presentations. I like being on stage and taking questions from the audience. I love doing like panels and having the more like interactive, like any possible topic can come up. I like doing these live streams a lot where, you know, I'm leaning into what people want to know. If you have questions, I can show you what tools I would use to solve those problems, things like that. Like that for me is what I really love doing. And so, you know, going back to the question of like, what are my biggest challenges? A lot of times it's like, well, what do I make a video about today? I know every Friday I can put out an AI news video, but other than the news video, I want to put out content that I know is enjoyable and helpful to people. And sometimes I'm like, well, I need to just make sure I'm putting out videos so that the algorithm continues to favor my channel, right? And then I find myself putting out videos that I'm not that excited about. So then I slow down on making videos and start to overthink the videos. And it's just, it's just neurosis, right? Like I'm very neurotic about that kind of stuff. I overthink what videos I should put out. I overthink. I'll make a video and then watch it back and go, oh, I don't know if that's going to be valuable to people, and then I'll shelve it and never release it. So it's like just getting in my own head about what I should and shouldn't release is probably still to this day my biggest struggle. And again, that's why I'm like, I'm just going to start doing some live streams. Let's just go live once a week minimum, maybe even do some more like surprise live streams, but let's just start going live and just see where the conversation takes us. Like this right here is my natural flow. I am literally all day long jumping around between the latest news article. Oh, somebody on Twitter just mentioned this tool. Let's go try this tool. Oh, somebody just showed off this new video. Let's go watch the video real quick. And I'm just constantly jumping around like in a very ADD fashion, trying to keep my head wrapped around everything that's going on. And then I'm also very systematic. Like I'm sort of bipolar, but not in like the mental health bipolar way. I've got the two sort of polar opposite ways my brain works. I have phases where I'm very ADD and I'm just like jumping around, reading news, watching videos, trying out tools, jumping on phone calls with people real quick who want to show me stuff. And I have that sort of phase of my day. And then I also have the phase of my day where I somehow just focus in and I start building systems. I build stuff on make.com. I build stuff with Zapier. I start building out spreadsheets. I start using tools like Cursor to make little mini apps to help me solve problems and solve bottlenecks. And so I have those two sort of phases, and that, during the ADD sort of phase of my day, I'm just sort of jumping all over the place, and I never know what to make videos about because I'm diving into all of it. I could make like 3 videos a day on some of the stuff I'm playing around with because there's so many different tools and news, and I'm just constantly balancing like what's going to be the most valuable to people, what is actually going to be enjoyable, what might actually get views, and like just that sort of like mental gymnastics I'm constantly doing is probably my biggest challenge. In fact, the YouTube videos that I put out, they run anywhere from like 10 minutes on the short end to 30 minutes on the long end. The most recent one was 38 minutes, which was one of my longer videos. But what people don't see is that those videos are typically 2 hours long, right? Like they'll be 2 hours long, and then I go through and chop it all down and figure out what I can yank out of the videos to bring it down to 30 minutes. And then I'll start rearranging the video so it flows in a logical order. So it's like I have that sort of like ADD phase where I just make these videos and I ramble and talk about all the cool stuff I'm into right now. And then I have that focus flow state phase where then I start rearranging it and chopping it into a video that I think people would actually enjoy. And even doing that, I still have videos that I'm like, I can't release this. This isn't that valuable to people because it's too all over the place or whatever. So long answer to that question about what my greatest challenges are. Let's see. It's Vlade Dade. What AI tools can I use to safely introduce AI to my little ones? That's a good question. I would say just monitor what they're doing, no matter which tool you use. I feel like ChatGPT is fairly safe to use, but I would still monitor it. I would still kind of be looking over their shoulders a little bit as they use it. My kids use ChatGPT a little bit, but I actually go and sort of look at some of their chat history, and a lot of times I'll be sort of standing over them as they're using it, sort of giving them suggestions to prompt better. So that's a good one. If they're really into like AI art, Midjourney's kind of fun, but again, I would just monitor, make sure they're not entering prompts that at the end of the day, I think you just got to kind of keep an eye on it. I think most of the tools are pretty safe if you're keeping an eye on it, but if you let them use it sort of unchecked, they could enter, like any of the tools, they could end up down rabbit holes you don't want them going down. So I think just that oversight is important. All right, DW's telling me to remind everybody to subscribe and hit the bell, so next time I go live, you'll know. So thanks for reminding me, DW, and I'll remind anybody watching this. If you're not subscribed, that would be awesome. Let's see. Jason says, I love that. I think I've watched every video since you started covering AI, and I can honestly say that every video, except maybe the promo for Cisco, has been immensely valuable to me. The funny thing about the promo for Cisco is that was one of the videos that I just had a lot of fun making. So they actually did hire me to come out to Cisco Live and film to sort of explain the experience of going to Cisco Live. And I came back with tons of footage and just thought, I'm going to make a video that's fun for me to make. So I made a song using Suno about all of the stuff that I did at Cisco Live. And then I took all of the B-roll and overlaid it so it matched with this song. And it was one of the most fun videos I had making. But I also understand people went, oh, this was one that, Matt was paid to make and it was a promotional video. I've actually turned down all promotional videos since then. I actually don't do any sort of dedicated videos anymore. So I do actually have one more that I have a contract for that I'll be releasing at some point. But after the one that the contract is literally like a year old, we agreed to do a dedicated video like a year ago. And it's we've been going back and forth on the concept a little bit. But after that one last dedicated video that is going to roll out, I've basically said no to any more dedicated videos. So I don't do any videos that are like purely promotional for a single company. I refuse to do them no matter how much money they try to throw at me for them. So you probably won't see any more videos like the Cisco Live one. Other than the one that I'm still got in the works. Hopefully it's very, very valuable and helpful because it is a company that I actually use and like the product. I don't want to mention who they are yet, but it is a company that I use the tool. I like the product, and I actually think that the tutorial that I'm going to make is something that a lot of people will find valuable. So even though it is a dedicated video, I think a lot of value will come from it. People are telling me I have slow internet. No, I'm not using Starlink. I'm on Cox cable here in San Diego. It's literally my only option unless I want to go to DSL. Don't have fiber optic in my area. I just have the Cox Gigabit or Gigablast or whatever they call it. Just kind of skimming through the comments here. I'm a little behind. I'm about 8 minutes behind on the comments. So let's see. What did DW pull up for me here? Did you do some testing? This is from Arcus Iker. Did you do some testing with local open source models, and what kind of models, GenAI, RAG, or others, did you test? Anything that runs smooth on CPUs? Pretty much everything I've tested locally is more GPU based and specifically uses like the CUDA framework. So they use NVIDIA GPUs. I still use Stable Diffusion on my local hard drive a lot. That's the one that I use locally the most. I also installed the browser called Pinocchio. Pinocchio makes it really easy to install a whole bunch of various AI tools locally. So I've played with that a little bit. Most of the LLMs I use the closed models, right? I use like OpenAI's ChatGPT. I use Claude a lot. I use Perplexity a lot. I've started using Gemini more and more. Most of what I use for LLMs are still the online ones, but I do generate a lot of images with Stable Diffusion offline still. Do you believe in Bitcoin integration with AI? Do I believe in it? I don't totally know how to answer that. That's like, do I believe in unicorns? No. I believe in Bitcoin, and I believe in AI, and I believe that they can tie together nicely at some point. I actually do own crypto. I own some Bitcoin. I own some Ethereum. I own some Solana. I think those are the only three that I own, but I own some crypto. I used to make content about crypto for a very, very small window. And so I am not anti-crypto by any means, but I've tried to read all the various white papers about these like AI crypto crossover companies, and I haven't really come across something that I felt really compelling yet. I do think that there is some smart overlaps between crypto and AI, though. Obviously, as AI gets better and better and better, and people have a harder and harder time actually distinguishing between what's real and what's not, I think blockchain technology is going to be able to help distinguish stuff. So I think that's there. I also like the idea of sort of distributed GPU cloud computing, right? Where if I need to generate, if I want to generate an AI image or something, and I give it a prompt, I can see a good use for crypto or blockchain where it sort of distributes that prompt among other people's GPUs. Those essentially act as miners, and I'm using their GPUs. They get tokens in exchange for other people using their GPUs. I do see that crossover being viable over time. I just haven't seen any companies that are doing that yet in a way where I'm like, all right, they seem to be nailing this. Economic Curiosity says, hey, do you have any predictions, expectations of where AI will go in 2025? I do have expectations of the AI agents being a much bigger deal in 2025. We've already gotten a little sneak peek of it with Claude's computer use, where it can actually, click around in your browser for you and open apps and, draw things in Microsoft Paint for you and stuff like that. I think that's going to be the big topic of 2025. I think we're going to see a lot of that. I think we're going to see every single AI tool do more and more of that. We got a sneak peek at Google's Project Mariner, which is kind of that, right? We know OpenAI has said that they're expecting to launch some sort of agent type product in January. Now speculation is they might actually release it this week during their 12 days of releases. So I think 2025 is just going to be an explosion of those sort of AI agents getting better and better and better and being able to use more and more tools, and working more and more just off like voice commands. I also think wearables are going to get a lot better in 2025. I think we're going to see more and more of the glasses form factors. I think we're going to see Ray-Ban Metas get smarter and smarter, better and better, and have more and more use cases. I think Google's XR glasses or AR glasses that they're releasing, I don't know exactly when they're going to release them, but I think that kind of technology is going to be a really big topic of 2025, is more of the wearable AI tech. Maybe some earbuds. We've seen some teasers from, I think, Meta, where they're like the earbuds that they have in the movie Her, where you just put them in your ear. They have little cameras in them so they can actually see the world around you, and you just sort of have conversations with your earbuds. I think we're going to see more and more of that. Those are my big predictions. I also think the AI video is going to get more and more realistic, right? I don't feel like AI video has hit that like Mid-Journey level of AI image generation, right? Where Mid-Journey now, with maybe a few prompts, you can get an image that really, really fools people, right? You can put it on the internet and people go, oh, wow, this is a real image. For some reason, people on Facebook seem really, really easily fooled. Like you had the whole Pope in the puffer jacket and stuff like that, right? I think that we're going to have those moments with video more and more often next year, where people are going to be putting out videos and going, this is AI generated. And everybody's going to go, holy crap, that's AI generated. This is scary. So those are my big predictions for 2025. AI agents, more AI baked into your wearables. And we are going to see that moment with video next year where people are going to really be fooled by AI video. Thanks so much, Mitch, for the $5. I really appreciate you. Swear words, any good AI tools for uploading things to websites, filling out forms in browsers that are very repetitive tasks every day. I use LastPass. I mean, it's not AI, but it automatically fills out anything that I fill out often. So, I mean, LastPass is really good for that. I think some of these tool use features are going to get better and better at that. I have a Rabbit R1. I actually haven't used it yet, but I think the Rabbit R1 is going to do stuff like that for you as well. Jumping back to Mitch here, what are your favorite AI tools or techniques for generating images with consistent faces across variations in ensuring uniformity in features and style? So the way I generate consistent faces is I typically will generate images with something like Leonardo. And then once I've generated the image in Leonardo, I do like a face swap using facial stable diffusion. So if I jump into my Leonardo account here, you'll probably recognize a lot of these images that are here. These are basically the starting images of my various thumbnails here. So all these images here you can see are like, these are like round one of my thumbnails. And, the images aren't super consistent faces, But once I get the image made in something like Leonardo here, I can go and use my face swap technique and swap my own face into it. So that's really how I make sure I get consistent faces. I've made some videos. It's too deep to go into on this one right now, but I've made some videos about how that whole thing works. So if I go inject yourself into AI, make any image with your face. If you follow those tutorials, I show you how I do that basically. But that's the sort of Cliff's Notes version. I generate an image that would make a good thumbnail using something like Leonardo. And then once I've got that image, I swap my own face onto it. And then, I get something like, let's see. Let me see if I can find an example here. So, where's my recent thumbnails? So look, you can see this image right here. This was one of my recent thumbnails that I made. And if you look at my Leonardo account, here's the original image right here. There's the original. There's it with my face swapped onto it. Let's see. Here's one of like a man sitting with a stack of papers holding a coffee. And here's my thumbnail where I swapped out the face, and now it's me sitting with a stack of papers holding coffee. So that's really the method that I use. I'm so far behind on the comments here. Are you still planning on making video games? Yes, I am. I am still. In fact, I have some stuff I have been working on, but I'm kind of waiting for it to be a little bit further progressed before I actually make a video about what I've done so far. Thanks, Mitch. I appreciate you. Someone bought a subscription to Bolt and they regret it. So I use Cursor most of the time. I actually think I pay for Bolt also. But I just more use it as like a starting point than anything. What do I got? Yeah, so I'm on this $20 a month plan. You can see I've used it a little bit. I've built some like little mini video games and a WebP to JPEG converter and some various things. But I tend to use Cursor more than anything else. Let's see. KM13X. I cannot ever get anything to work with Pinocchio. Always get an error. No such file or directory with everything I've tried to install. Can never find a solution. If you have Discord, the Pinocchio Discord group is really, really good, really helpful. The creators of Pinocchio are in there. I've actually run into similar issues with getting stuff installed on Pinocchio. And I've just jumped into the Discord and said, hey, here's the problem I'm having. I copy and paste the error in. And usually within 5 minutes, somebody's in there going, here, try this instead. It's also possible that it's the computer. Some of the AI tools do require like a decent NVIDIA GPU to run things like that. So it could possibly be that is the limiting factor, but I don't know what you're running on. My advice would be to jump into the Discord community for Pinocchio and ask your questions in there, because they are really quick and really helpful. And the creators of it are hanging out in there answering questions, pretty consistently. Cool. I'm probably getting close to wrapping up here, but I'm trying to see if there's any other questions we need to answer or any other things we want to test. Did I ever look at this version? Oh my God. What is going on here? What is happening here? How is that? Okay, so my prompt was a man dancing in the style of The Simpsons, and I gave it my face and Homer Simpson's face, and this is what came out of it. Like, what? I'm not seeing the me version. I'm not seeing the me blended into that. Definitely need to spend more time playing with Pika. But what's really cool about doing these live streams is I am learning with you guys. Like, I was trying Pika without giving it a prompt, and people were saying, no, you need to give it a prompt or it won't work. So like, I am learning just as much from you guys on these streams as you might be learning from me about the various tools that are available out there. So that's what's really awesome about this kind of thing. Let's see, Simon Mafia. With all the video AI coming, I'm between NVIDIA, Sora, and Pika. I created a character and I want to use it in different stories, but Sora doesn't really respect the original design. Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I still feel like Luma is probably one of my favorites if you're starting from like an image. Let me see. Let's see if I can get a decent demo here. I'll throw in the start frame and an end frame. Let's see what happens here. A man merges from a cartoon to realistic. Let's try that. Luma's great. Pika is interesting. Where I think Pika is really good is like their fun little effects, like the little squishy effect like you can see right here, and the one where you get squished by a hydraulic press. And then the cake one's okay. That one seems to mess up quite a bit. And then the balloon one where you blow up and float away. Like, it's really fun to do that kind of stuff. But so far, I haven't gotten amazing results from, trying to blend multiple images together. Let's see. Okay, so that's not too bad, actually. See, this is what you can get out of something like Luma, where I started with like the AI avatar of my head, and then I had it sort of blend to the realistic headshot. It's not bad at all, honestly. Here's the other version that it came up with. Actually, here, let me move that there. Here's the other version there. I mean, it gets a little funky in the middle, but it does a decent job of sort of blending the two together. I think this first one's much better. My face looks a lot less funky in the middle of it. Yeah, Chimoji. A lot of what AI generates right now is still pretty cursed, especially in the AI video world. Let's see. What else? Do you think you'll be able to get early access to VO2, seeing you've already been testing other Google stuff? I think I will get access to VO2. Whether or not they let me show it off on a live stream, that could be a different story. But I do think they will give me early access to it. Let me check my email. Let me see if they gave me early access to it already. No, they didn't. Yeah, when it comes to like a lot of the Google tools, I think I'll be able to get early access to a lot of them, but they also a lot of times have me like under embargo where they say, here's early access, go ahead and play around with it, but you're not allowed to talk about it until after this date. So that tends to happen a lot. But if they give me the okay to go test it on live streams, I will definitely show stuff off. I've got similar deals with Microsoft, similar deals with Meta, similar deals with NVIDIA. A lot of these companies will show me stuff a little bit early, but then say, here, you can know about it so that when you make your news video, you can talk about it, but you're not allowed to talk about it until after this date. So, hopefully I'll be able to show you more early access stuff, but a lot of times I am bound by their agreements. All right, Ryan says, I lost it. At my marketing job, what would you use for market research or web scraping competitors? Well, if you have a Gemini Advanced account, I would definitely use their deep research. Actually, here, I'm not in my special test account. One sec here. This is my special account where it says, this is my confidential preview. Do not share any screenshots, information, or links to responses from any unreleased features you've tested. But this is out, so I'm allowed to share this. If you have a Gemini Advanced account, I would use 1.5 Pro with deep research. like what we use for market research. I'm not sure what actual market you're in, but this does really, really deep research. So I can say something like, I'm in the consumer drone niche. Please do deep market research on everything I'd need to know to beat my competitors. I can't spell. All right. And then this actually takes several minutes. This is why I don't use this as much as Perplexity, because this one really dives deep. So it gives me a plan of action here. Find the top consumer drone companies and their market share. Find the most popular consumer models and their features. Find the latest trends in consumer drone market, et cetera, et cetera. Analyze results, create report. If I click start research, this takes a while. Like we'll probably want to go do something else and come back, but it will go and do this deep dive research for us here. Simon says, in your opinion, which is the most realistic AI art program? They've all gotten pretty good at realism, honestly. You can get some pretty realistic results out of Leonardo. I think Midjourney is really great at realism. Although, I don't know, something about Midjourney has made it like feel like it's gotten less realistic over time. But Midjourney does a pretty good job of like realism in my mind. I've really been liking Ideogram a lot lately too. But Ideogram's not really focused on realism, but it does really good with text, and it's really prompt adherent. Like it really gets all of the details that you've asked it to get into the images. But you can see like realism isn't really Ideogram's strong point. Midjourney, on the other hand, like if I click on the Explore tab here, let's do like the top this month. We'll probably see some pretty dang realistic looking stuff in here. Although nothing I'm seeing right now is that realistic. But I do think right now Midjourney's probably winning the realism race. I mean, other people can share their feedback in the comments if they think there's something else that's doing a little bit better with realism. But in my mind, Midjourney's kind of winning at that. Like the Pope and the puffer jacket and those kinds of images that have fooled people are usually Midjourney images. Imagen 2 is pretty dang good too, actually, now that we're talking about it. If you go to labs.google/fx/tool/image effects, this one's actually pretty good at realism too. Like man standing on a busy street corner, and then give it like 35 millimeter film. Let's do a photo of a man, and then try something like that. You'll see that these are pretty realistic these days too. So somebody says DALL-E 3 is realistic. I haven't really found DALL-E 3 to be very realistic. DALL-E 3 to me has a very specific design to it. Like I can see an image and go, okay, that looks like DALL-E 3. But Imagen to me has got that realism as well. Some of these images are pretty dang realistic in my mind. Yeah, play a drinking game. Every time I say dang, drink. Take a shot. Because I say dang a lot. $619. What's up, San Diego? Flux. Yes, you're right. Flux is actually really good. I don't know why I didn't even think about Flux. Flux is really, really good as well. So my favorite way to use Flux is through the Glyph app right now. It's just really, really simple. Here, let me sign in real quick. I love doing these live streams. I don't know how to ever cut them off because I just want to keep on going. It's like you guys mentioned something, and it reminds me of something else I like to show off. All right, so I could build a glyph here, and let's say we want to use a text input, and we'll just say image prompt, and then we'll go magic generator. We'll use the image generator here. And then for describe the image, we'll pull in the input from our first input here, and then we can select Flux Pro version 1.1 Ultra. And then I like to generate in 16.9, and then I'll leave the steps the same. And now we've got a quick prompt image generator with Flux. So let's do that same prompt. We'll see who did it better. This is still actually running our research here that we started a minute ago. Did I close out of? I must have closed out of it. All right, I'll just give it a new prompt. A man standing on a busy street corner. And then we'll run this one. And these are usually pretty realistic as well. And this is also a free tool. Glyph is free. It's one of the few ways that you can use Flux 1.1 Pro for free right now. So there's the image it generated. I mean, pretty dang realistic. I would have rather had the man looking at the camera. Let's see. A photo of a man standing on a busy street corner looking into the camera. Let's do that. Let's see. I find myself often in a situation where I want to use AI tools, but privacy is always an issue for me. Are you aware of local AI tools that can help and remove privacy-related info? I mean, yeah, I mentioned Pinocchio earlier. A lot of these tools you can download and run locally if your GPU is strong enough. You can also create like a Proton email account, and it's like an anonymous email account, and create accounts with that, and use a VPN and use incognito browser, and you can do that kind of stuff if you want it as well, if you want to be like really, really secure about it. So here's another one from Glyph. So this is Flux 1.1 inside of Glyph. But yeah, Flux, I don't know why when somebody asked about realism, Flux didn't immediately pop to mind, but Flux is, between Flux and Midjourney, I think they're top tier. Gemini is really good at it too, which I already closed it. All right, back to our consumer drone market analysis. So we could see it wrote up a deep dive analysis on drones. It gave us all these drone models, special features, range, all that kind of stuff. It's like a really, really detailed report on drones here. And then down at the bottom, it should cite all of its sources, and you can see all of the sources that it found. It sourced 26 different websites on consumer drones. So, going back to that question of like, I need to do deep dive market research for my company, this is the ultimate tool at the moment for that. Somebody says, Plus Job says, you're so mellow on live compared to recorded. Yeah, the funny thing is, when I am actually recording my videos, I'm kind of the same as I am now. But because I mentioned earlier, right, I will record for like 2 hours and then try to chop it down to 20 to 30 minutes. So it feels really, really fast paced because I cut out all the gaps. I cut out all the silence. I cut out all of the thinking or the tool, like waiting for the tools to load and stuff. So the pace feels a lot faster in my edited videos. But honestly, like, this is the same kind of flow that I record when I'm recording my normal videos. Let's see, what else? What am I missing here? I've always wondered if there's a solid AI tool that organizes your systems, files, folders, or aids in the process, if not automated. Not 100% sure. Let's see. Folder organization, Sparkle, a tool to automatically organize Mac files without reading their contents. There's also Easy Folder, a tool to organize ChatGPT. Okay, that's for ChatGPT. Yeah, I mean, if you're on a Mac, there's this Sparkle program. Organize files automatically with AI. I haven't used it. I'm on a PC right now. And what I would actually do is something like this. So this Sparkle organizes your files with AI. If I wanted to find another one that does something similar, I would literally go to Perplexity and say, this tool organizes my computer files with AI, but it's for Mac only, right? And I'll plug in that URL and I'll say, can you find me an AI tool that does the same thing on Windows? I literally just use AI for that kind of stuff. Yes, there are AI-powered file organization tools available for Windows that offer similar functionalities to Sparkle. One such tool is 4Organizer Nano. All right, let's check out 4Organizer Nano. Did they give me a link to it? 4Organizer Nano, AI-powered sorting. Innovative AI-powered program. Well, that's not a great sign. 3 ratings, 1 star. Let's see what else you got. Alternative options. File Juggler. This tool uses AI to read file contents and automatically organize documents based on user-defined rules. So, I mean, there's some options there. Visioneer Organizer AI, Quick Find. So there's other options. So if you're looking for tools to organize your AI on your computer, or organize your files using AI on your computer, there's definitely options out there. Let's see. How are you subbed to all these services? That is a lot of subscriptions. Yeah, well, I'll be totally transparent. Some of them, they give me early access, right? They know I have a YouTube channel, and if I talk about their tools, other people are going to see them. So a handful of these tools, they do give me access to. I still do pay for a lot of them, though. I pay for way too many. I do pay for Midjourney. I don't pay for Pika. I think Pika, they upgraded me. Runway, they upgraded me. Perplexity, I actually got a Perplexity account when I bought my Rabbit R1. The Rabbit R1 came with a year of Perplexity. What else? I mean, I do pay for a lot of AI tools. I actually made a tweet once, maybe about a year ago, where I added it all up, and it was like, I'm paying like $900 a month in AI tools or something. I do pay for Claude. I do pay for ChatGPT. Google does give me access to a lot of these tools because I'm in their tester program. I'm trying to think. I do have, so, basically a handful of them I do just get early access to or free access to because they know that when they roll out new features, I'm probably going to show them off in one of my news videos, so they do hook me up. But yeah, I'm paying the $200 a month for the ChatGPT Pro. I am paying $20 a month for Claude. I am paying the $20 or $30 a month for Midjourney. Ideogram is one that they did give me access to. Pika, they gave me access to. Runway, they gave me access to. Luma, they gave me access to. So yeah, I don't know. I could probably go on and on with this list. I was actually going to make a spreadsheet with all the AI tools that I have access to and keep tabs on the math. I'm constantly canceling and subscribing to new ones. And I did subscribe to Bolt because I was making a video about Bolt. And so I am paying for Bolt. I am paying for Cursor because I use that one and made some videos about that one. So I pay for a lot and I get a lot of them given to me as well. Yeah. Mike says, I'm a librarian, and after using Perplexity Pro for 2 months and Google Deep Research for 5 days, I think the days of Googling are limited. I totally agree. But I still think Google is probably going to come out a winner in the end. You just may not use Google search the way you used to. And I said a winner, not the winner. I don't think in AI there's going to be any single winner. I don't really believe in the concept that OpenAI is going to win it all, or Google is going to win it all, or Meta is going to win it all, or any of that. I think they'll all sort of fall into like a bucket of which each one is best at, and people will decide what use case they want to use it for and pick whichever one is best for that use case. And in some scenarios, have 2 or 3 of them. But I don't really think like OpenAI is going to win, or Google is going to win, or Meta is going to win. I really do think that they will all kind of have their reasons to use that one specifically. Like, for instance, Meta's Llama is open source. You can install it locally. There's going to be a whole bunch of new like iterations and spin-offs of it that other people develop on the back of Llama. Claude right now, I think, is still one of the best at writing code, although a lot of people have said the new O1 model has gotten really good at code. I haven't tested it for code yet. Gemini has the longest context window. Right now, you can use Gemini with up to 1 million token context, which is 750,000 words between input and output. So right now, each of them kind of have their pros and cons, and I think we are gonna see a lot of them sort of level out and build features in, but I still think people are going to go to certain tools for certain use cases. Mr. Awesome says tax write-off. That's absolutely true. As somebody who basically made a career out of playing with AI tools, pretty much all the AI tools I use are a tax write-off. I mean, if you're using them for your own work, they should theoretically be a tax write-off, but consult with a tax professional, because I am not one. Let's see. All right. So Ryan Gowen, I haven't seen you post anything on Do browser agents. Best agents I've used so far. You might have one I haven't come across yet. Do browser agents. Chrome extension. $25 a month. I will add this to my list of tools to check out. I have not actually played with this one. I think Ryan Gowen here has found one of the few tools I have not seen yet. I should have a reward for that. All right, I just added it to my list of tools to play with. Sunlight asks, do I think the $200 is worth it? So it was worth it for me because I wanted to play with Sora, and I know with Sora I can do 5 concurrent generations, and I think you sort of get priority in the queue, and you also get the earliest access to new features if you're on that pro plan. And as somebody who makes content around AI for a living, I found the $200 would be worth it for me, just to make sure I'm always getting the absolute earliest access to the newest features with ChatGPT and OpenAI. I would say for 90+% of people, though, the $20 a month pro plan or plus plan is plenty. I think most people, that's probably fine. If you need to do like really, really deep logic problems or really complex math problems, maybe you want the O1 Pro mode, but the regular O1 is in the $20 a month plan. So yeah, I don't think it's worth it for most people, if I'm being honest. I think it's worth it for me to get that super early access, but that's it. That's the only reason I'm doing it. Is there a free AI tool that makes automatic tweets? Not that I'm aware of. I mean, I'm sure there are. Not that I've come across or really tried to play with. I'm an AI enthusiast who still believes in the human element of it all. I still think social media should be posts from humans by humans. So I wouldn't personally use a tool that uses AI to automate tweets, but that's just me. I want people to know that if they see a tweet from me or a LinkedIn post from me or a Instagram post or whatever on any of the social medias, that they can actually trust that it's actually coming from me. But I also understand, the use case of automatic tweets. Like if you're a business and you want it to automatically tweet when new features come out, or you have some sort of new discount code or something, I do see the use case for that. But it's not something that I've played around with that use case a whole lot myself. Let's see. B. Gavin, in a future episode, can you give us a demonstration of how to use agents? Yeah, definitely. We'll definitely, I mean, again, I mentioned 2025 is going to be the year of agents. I think we'll probably have a lot of live streams where we're messing with agents. I'll probably do another live stream maybe in a couple weeks. I think next week I'm going to try to do a live stream with my buddy Riley Brown. I'm going to try to bring him on and we're going to code something in real time. It'll be like this. It'll probably be a little more focused than this one because we're going to really hone in on coding. But after that one, maybe the following week, we can play around with Claude's agent. And if maybe OpenAI has rolled out something by then, we'll play with the OpenAI version of an agent as well. Just laughing at some of your comments. Will quantum computing change AI? I think AI will help get us to better quantum computing quicker. I think AI is going to, they're already using AI to sort of lower the error rate in quantum computing. So I do think AI is going to have benefits on quantum computing. I'm sure there's some benefits the other way around, quantum computing helping AI, but right now I feel like quantum computing in any sort of real practical sense is still so far out that I don't really see it benefiting AI yet. But I do think the other way around is true. I think AI is going to really benefit quantum computing in the near term. In my mind, the implications of quantum computing are actually far scarier to me than the implications of AI long term, like we're talking, 10, 15 years down the line. I think quantum computing, if they figure out how to like sort of crack any encryption or crack Bitcoin encryption or crack all of the, password encryption on all of people's bank accounts and things like that, that to me seems really, really scary. So I don't know. I think quantum computing is something that I'm really, really fascinated by. I don't really like talking about it because I also feel like a lot of it's sort of over my head, but I do think AI is going to increase the rate at which quantum computers become more practical and viable. Ian Pedlar says, do you think AGI or ASI is close? That question is tough for me. And the reason it's tough is because the definition of AGI keeps on changing, right? Like, I know Sam Altman said that he's excited for AGI in 2025. I know Dario Amadei from Anthropic has said that he believes it'll probably be more like 2026 or 2027. But I guess depending on how you define AGI, it could be as early as next year, as far away as, maybe 5 years out. I do think we're fairly close. I think, it's just so tough because it's like the definition seems to fluctuate a lot. I feel like if we're thinking of AGI as, we can type or talk to it and it's as smart as the smartest human in every single sort of vertical, right? It's as smart as the smartest doctor, as smart as the smartest engineer, based on the information it's trained on. It's as smart as the smartest biologist. If that's the definition, I think we're actually fairly close to it being able to sort of answer any question about any of these topics without hallucinations and actually give you an accurate answer every time. I think that sort of definition of AGI is probably what we'll see, 2025, early 2026. If we're talking it actually being sort of like maybe like more embodied where it can do anything a human can do, I think that's a little bit further out. But again, like based on your definition, I feel like the answer fluctuates. And then in my mind, if we hit like that version of AGI, ASI can't be that far after, right? If we're thinking AGI is the smartest of all the engineers and all the scientists in the world, well, imagine if all the smartest engineers and all the scientists in the world were now working on ASI together. It doesn't feel far-fetched to me that ASI would come soon after that. But that's the best answer I can really give on that. Have you gotten a chance to play around with the Rabbit's Teach mode yet? I haven't. Maybe we'll do that on a future one. I do have my Rabbit here. It's still in the case. I haven't even it never even turned it on once. So now I've heard it's gotten a lot better. So I think it would be good to play with it on a future video. All right, we just hit the 3-hour mark on this thing. I'll probably just answer a few last questions here, and then we can wrap up. I think, I've done these live streams where I said I'm going to answer a few last questions and then went on for another hour. But, I mean, we're still at 400 and almost 450 people live. So I always hate to turn off live streams when you got people hanging out with me still. But let's see here. What else do we got that I haven't answered or discussed yet? I know this is kind of all over the place, but I love this. I love just sort of jumping around and playing with tools and talking about news, and this is my jam. Do browser. Somebody's mentioning do browser again. We'll definitely play with that on a future one. I want to sign up for an account and play with it off recording a little bit first, and then probably do another live demo. Put it in your mind. Yeah, I'll put it in my mind. It's a good idea. I actually saved it to a doc, but I should have saved it to my mind. So I'll save it to my mind real quick. There you go. Now it's in my mind. Let's see. DW, anything else coming across that we might want to dig into right before we go ahead and wrap this thing up? Weekly live. Yep, that's my plan. Plus jobs. I'm going to try to do these lives weekly. Possibly even some last minute ones, like if there's some sort of big news announcement, like if OpenAI this week says, hey, we're releasing AI agents and you can use them right now, I will probably do like a live stream like that day and just jump on. If anybody's around, we can play with them. But yeah, I want to start doing more lives. Ideally, I'll get more structured with them over time. I knew this one was going to be sort of all over the place, sort of just kind of jumping around a lot. But my goal is to kind of bring that in over time, get better and better at the live streaming. I don't like having too much structure. I feel like my older live streams that I did were a little too structured. I like the idea of seeing where the chat likes to take the conversation, because I don't know. I feel like if I make it too structured, a lot of times I'm leaning too much into things that maybe people don't care that much about. And if I follow what the chat wants to talk about and we sort of, ebb and flow into these different tools and news articles and, various conversations, to me, that's a lot more fun. But I also understand that for people that are watching, you may want like a deep dive into one thing. So I'm going to find that balance. I promise. This one was a little bit ADD, a little all over the place. This is the way my brain works. I am literally jumping around a lot to test things and play with things, but I will try to hone that in a little bit over time and find that balance of like, this is how my brain works, but this is also what makes for a good live stream. So we'll hone that in week over week. I'm going to do these live streams and we're going to get better and better at them. And hopefully we'll keep on bringing cool things to the forefront and servicing cool tools that you haven't seen before and talking about cool workflows and things like that. Plus Jobs is reminding everybody that Meta is not necessarily open source. Yeah, I agree with that. I think, but it is the most open model that's out there right now. I would love to see live coding and agentive task testing for sure. Just kind of reading some of the comments, catching up real quick, and then we'll go ahead and call this one and wrap it up. Supposedly, OpenAI announced they achieved AGI recently. I haven't actually heard that. I just saw Sam Altman say he was excited for AGI in 2025. Is the screen sharing feature on ChatGPT video actually any good? I honestly haven't tested it. That'll be something else we'll test on a future one. I don't want to actually start going down any new rabbit holes now because I will end up stretching this into another hour if we do. But I will be going live again next Monday, same time, same place. And I am taking notes on some of the suggestions here. OpenAI has been teasing AGI in their live streams recently. Simon says, thank you. Thanks for joining us, Simon. Cool. Khaldoon says, subscribe. I agree. If you're not subscribed, I'd love to subscribe. Marcus Eicher, thank you a ton, Matt. It was a blast and very informative. Sure looking forward to another session of this kind. Now going to automate my website with your make tutorial. Awesome. I want to hear about it, and maybe we'll talk about it more on the next one. Why do you use Perplexity over LLMs for searching? I just prefer the results I get out of Perplexity. I've used... to me, so SEO, I feel like has sort of ruined the search engines over time, right? Like Google is going to rank the stuff that's the best SEO, search engine optimized. And a lot of times those are like paid reviews or affiliate plays by people, things like that. And I find that a lot of times when you search stuff, the stuff that climbs to the top of the rankings is the stuff that has the best marketers behind it and not the best information. And I feel like tools like Perplexity pull the best information currently. Thanks for joining us, Callie. I really appreciate you. Let's see, Mike McQueen, 3 hours. Sounds like a Lex Friedman interview. Yeah, I know. That's the 3 hours flew by. I'm sure it was a lot slower for anybody watching, but for me, 3 hours felt like 20 minutes. Like, I swear, like I feel like I've only been going for a half hour. It's crazy. Justin, my video was actually in the article you read on video when you talked about Rabbit's teach mode. Oh, I do remember that. Yeah, that was very cool. Appreciate you putting out videos about it. I might have to consult you when I actually finally play with my Rabbit for the first time. Lindsay Barrett says, what's the best way to learn prompt engineering? I mean, just get in there and start prompting. The thing about the large language models is they can teach you how to be a better prompt engineer. You can say, here's information I'm looking for. What's the best prompt to get this kind of information? And I know it's very meta, not in the business meta sense, but in, you know what I mean. But you can actually go to a lot of these LLMs and say, this is the result I want. How do I prompt to get this result? And a lot of times they're actually pretty good at helping you write better prompts. Do you think Veo 2 from Google is going to be better than Sora? I mean, from my early from the videos I saw earlier, it's looking better, but it's always hard to tell because these companies are just cherry picking the best videos they've made. All right, I'm going to kind of fast forward through a lot of these comments here. Appreciate everybody hanging out. I can't believe even now when I'm just sort of rambling and reading the comments, there's still 389 people hanging out with us. Rolf Dregstead, do you have any idea of when we can upload files like CSV to the O1 model? I don't know. That could be something they roll out this week, honestly. Let's see. Do I trust Sam Altman? I've never personally met Sam Altman, so it's hard for me to say whether or not I trust him. I don't know. I don't really think of people in that way. I know a lot of times if I go on X or make a video about, some announcement Mark Zuckerberg or Elon Musk made, I always get hate of like, oh, you Elon Musk lover, you Zuckerberg lover, you Sam Altman lover, whatever. But I don't really think of any of these people in that way. I don't know. It's really hard to describe. I just like watching where everything is going and exploring the technology and like learning what's coming. But, whether or not I actually trust these people, like I don't know them. Like I don't have any personal experience with them. So, all I can work off of is, well, I saw this news article about Sam Altman and I saw that Sam Altman did this, and I start to put pieces together. And, I don't have anything against Sam Altman. I think a lot of these CEOs and big companies make good decisions and they make bad decisions. And sometimes I'm like, wow, that's really cool that they're doing that. And sometimes I'm like, well, I don't know if that was the best decision by this company. But I don't know. I don't really think about a lot of these CEOs in that way. I think if they weren't really trustworthy or they were doing stuff that was really shady, then they probably wouldn't be CEO for long. I don't know. That's probably not the right way to think of it, honestly, but I don't put a whole lot of thought into that kind of stuff. I operate on facts. I read the news, I test the tools, I have anecdotal evidence of what tools do and how they work, and I know what I read about and I know what I can see, and I operate on facts and not sort of emotions or opinions of people, I guess. Probably not the best description, but I don't know. Just don't think about it that way. Let's see. What did you stream to Windows from via iPhone on my AI News? I have a tool called Mirror 360. It's a Windows app. It's literally called Mirror 360. It lets you. It basically turns your Windows PC. It makes your phone think your Windows PC is an Apple TV, so you can stream to it. Swear works. What time are you going live on Monday? I'll probably go live at the same time, 11 a.m. Pacific time, which is 2 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. Agents over AGI. I agree. I think agents are going to be really useful. I think both are going to be really useful, honestly. You'd like to see top 10 AI expectations for 2025. That'd be fun. I think that's I did a video like that, I think last year before 2024. I should review it and see how close I was. Thanks to the people that are leaving little tips. Ryan Goen, thank you so much for being on. Creatively, why can't I say that? Creatively Digital, $4.99. Ryan Noof, I don't know if I pronounced your name. We're here because you rock. All the Ryans got your back. Thank you, guys. I really, really appreciate that. All right. I'm falling behind here. More stuff's coming in and I'm missing it. All right. I think I need to go ahead and wrap this one up because I will keep on responding and answering questions. And I have another call I need to jump on in 45 minutes with a company that I'm working with. So I got to make sure I'm at least off this call in time to get on that one. But I do want to thank you all again. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on this live stream. I will reiterate that I'm going to start doing these on Mondays at 11 a.m. Pacific. That time may shift in the future. For right now, that time works. If I find better time works for more people, maybe we'll play with the times a little bit as we go on. I'm just planning on going live more often, talking about news and tools and thoughts on things and answering questions. It's just really, really fun for me. And so I'm gonna do that more often, and I hope to get more organized with them. Hopefully, a little bit less ADD and all over the place. Again, this is just how I operate. I jump around all day long, and I figured I would just kind of do it on a live stream instead of doing it without recording. but hopefully I can figure out how to get a little more structure around it, because my brain is a storm all of the time of just like, ooh, that's cool, I need to go play with that. Ooh, squirrel, up, squirrel, up, squirrel. Like all these tools are the squirrels, right? I'm just kind of jumping from thing to thing. But thank you so much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate everybody that hung out with me. I thank you for asking questions and giving me plenty to talk about. I do want to do this more. I will get more concise with it. I will figure out how to dial this whole process in. And this has been a lot of fun. Hopefully it was fun for you and you learned some stuff and learned some new tools and workflows. And that's always my goal. I just want to make content that other people find helpful. And if I achieve that for some of you, then I think this live stream was a win. So thank you again for tuning in. I really, really appreciate you all. And I will see you in the next video or live stream or whatever I do next. All right. Bye-bye. See you all later.